We are live.
What's up, party people? How we doing?
Good morning.
Good morning. All right, it is episode prep time. I know it takes you guys a few minutes to roll in, so we'll try not to get into anything too cool until you guys have a second to get here. Now, I think we have to put you nice on blast. When she become you mean? Where's my chat? Where's my chat?
Speaking of devil.
Man, you speak of the devil, and the devil is late. That's just no good. It's no bueno, chat. It's no bueno. All right. We've got our nicotine gum. I don't think we're going to pop it just yet, though, Eric. I just ate. And I'm not ready to lose the taste of that bacon and eggs. Black Eye Funny User? Blackie Funny User? Well, welcome. Welcome. Uh-oh. Black, don't do it. You're gonna get botted out of existence. Shay, what is up? Welcome. Good morning. Everybody look at that. You nice is tardy. You tardy is in the house. Man. Even the dogs aren't here for it. Chat, by the way, tell me if you can hear the dogs, if I have to send somebody to silence them, or if maybe, just maybe, we're lucky and the mics don't pick it up. What's up, Michelle? Welcome. Alt-Tab 2, good morning, right back at you. Bodie and Human, uh-oh.
Shay in the building.
I'm going to guess that you hear him. Okay, so this is episode prep, everybody. Here's how it goes. What time do we have to be done today?
I think we got the full time.
Do we? Finally?
No.
No.
All right, I lied.
You keep
11:30.
shortchanging them. All right, we've got to be done. We have to be done by noon, as I have a podcast. But the way that this will flow is this first hour, we are going to be pure interaction with you guys. So the hope would be that you guys have things that you want us to cover, ideas from the last episode that you like. You're out of your mind. You want to argue, we come in dukes up, ready to fight, defend them ideas, learn from you guys. I'm all for it. If you see a hole in my thinking, I want to know about it. Let me know. To all the people in the comments that say shit like, Tom is so naive, and then they peace out. Bro, like if you're gonna stand on it. Tell me in what way I'm naive. I like to get smarter, and you guys have the wisdom of the crowd on your side. So there is no universe in which you guys won't be able to push my thinking and make me smarter unless we waste time with a bunch of vague shit. So let's get rid of them vagaries. If you're gonna come in hot, come in specific. I can take the heat, but the generic stuff drives me nuts. So I'm all for it. Hit me with it. Here is a question. Was Libra really a meme coin? Oh, we scrolled off. Really a meme coin? My understanding was it would have value and utility. Miggy, they're meme coins. Understand what the underlying mechanism is. So the reason meme coins should be legal. People should be able to bet on whatever the fuck they want to bet on. That's my take. But you are just betting on culture. That's all it is. You're betting on culture. And right now, you guys should do the over-under on whether I euthanize my dogs for barking. They have taken up this thing where they just get it in their heads that they don't want to be upstairs. They want to be down here. But because they bark at everything, I wish, Drew, they were those silent types that could just like sit on the desk and like we could just pet them in the middle of the episode. It would be amazing. Nope. My dogs bark at everything that moves. So if you want a dog with personality, get yourself a Pomeranian. If you want a dog that's quiet, don't do it. Hard pass on the Pomeranians. Very fun breed, but good Lord, they're noisy.
So that was Lisa's choice, the Pomeranians.
It was Lisa's choice. Although I will say that I fell in love with the teddy bear Pomeranian. So I didn't know they existed. Did I know that Pomeranian was a breed? I'd probably heard the word before, but I had no idea they were a breed. We were checking into a hotel in New York at like 1 a.m. and like Teddy Ruxpin walks around the corner in a sweatshirt. And I was like, what is that? And the woman's, because they cut their hair. We don't do it to our dogs. Long story why. But it actually looked like a teddy bear. And this is all pre-AI. So I'm what is this thing? It was the cutest thing I'd ever seen in my life. And I was like, okay, I got to get one of those. But then once we figured out how much they bark, because we had one, I was like, I don't want a second dog. And Lisa really pushed that issue. And I'm like, I'm telling you, one's going to bark and it's going to set the other one off. And they're going to be in this echo chamber. And that's exactly how it played out. Okay. So the idea here, boys and girls, if there is anything that you want to see us cover in today's episode, please do let us know. Like I said, for the first hour is pure engagement with you guys. So we're going to be in there. Eunice is going to interrupt if I'm going on a tirade about something. So we really want high engagement with you guys. I don't know, AI Nas Nerd, where the Kash Patel thing is. I've lost track of it. Maybe
Confirmation this week. He got past the Senate committee. Now they just have to do the final vote.
Let's go. I'm not going to lie. There's that photo of Kash Patel that they always use. He looks a little crazy.
With the eyes like the,
Yeah. I hate to say it.
Just
He could
interrupt
be-
real quick.
Yeah, please.
We have a follow from April
Let's go. April.
Umek. on Twitch.
April. Come on now.
Thank you, April.
We love it the most. We got a lot of yelling in the in chat today. What's going on? I come every day and still didn't hear from you. I don't know what that means. Who are you talking to?
Oh, look, yeah, that's my fault. I'm going through the emails. I was off on Friday. I'm just now playing catch up on the giveaways.
I won the giveaway at the Valent.
Literally, you were next on the list.
Never heard from you. I am frustrated. Why didn't you do it if you are not honoring it? Ooh.
That's my fault, Ligia.
Ligia, that's fair.
That's
fair.
Okay.
We'll take that L.
I'm not allowed to take days off. I'm sorry. I'll go back to my basement.
We are
Ligia.
going to honor that. Don't worry. And my apologies for the sloth there.
And somebody in the chat was talking about the asteroid watch.
That's what I was literally about to bring that up. I was literally saying, can we talk about the asteroid real quick?
It
Because
went
it's
from
freaking me out a little
2.3
bit.
yesterday to 2.8
3 something
to 3. Now it's 3.1. Hiking up there. You guys better.
We got to get
24
like a
hours.
ticker. So
Scared. Asteroid
chat,
Watch 2025.
Chat, I need somebody to validate my financial lunacy. We are thinking about turning this into a virtual set so that we could like display, like when you guys sub or when you follow, that we could do cool stuff. I guess technically in this shot, this is behind me. Eric, you are live cutting, by the way, right?
Mm-hmm. Correct.
My man. So we could put a counter on our virtual set if we had it. That was like countdown. What's our percentage? Just like in real time. Watch it tick up like smoking deaths. Like, how likely are we to be obliterated? You blame the Democrats for the asteroid. Clear glass. Wow. I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure, though. I appreciate the team vibes here. Alex Hawker. I'm already subbed. My man.
Shout out to
Thank
Alex.
you.
Intel Ops.
Need to
Thank you for the
unsubscribe and
follow.
subscribe again. You do not need to do that. We respect the hustle, though.
Just replace.
Can you turn your mic down just a little? Justin thinks I'm coming in a little too hot. That is an
mine.
Eric question.
I just turned her down.
Was that you?
Me.
Oh,
Is that her?
it's Eunice. Sorry.
Yeah, I just turned her down.
Helix AI. I was just watching something on that. Yes. Duran's Designs, 100%. We're going to be talking about that today. That is on the spreadsheet. By the way,
Let's jump into it.
Drew,
Yes.
here before chat, what do you think about making our TB show topics spreadsheet publicly available?
Ooh.
View only. I don't want to making changes, but I think it would be interesting for them to see what we've got on the docket so they can make suggestions.
I'm open to it.
Chat, where you at on that one?
Let me
We might
bring it up a little bit. Move
yeah,
some bros
we
around.
probably got a few things we gotta maybe we start from scratch just so we don't miss anything.
No, but I like
Israel. I don't know if you're talking to me, but good to see you as well. Misfits, Quantum. Sorry, we scrolled too fast. Right there. Chip and World Simulation Model. Leo, I don't know about it. Tell me more.
Oh,
Drop a
Microsoft's
link.
new chip.
Oh, Microsoft.
Yeah.
I saw an interview with Satya. But it seemed like he was talking about something in the future. He's like, we'll be able to do something this size.
Yeah.
Not that they're actually there yet. Right now, as far as I can tell, Quantum, out of Satya Nadella? Is it Satya Nadella or Nadella? Anyway, the CEO of Microsoft, he said that it's going to take a breakthrough in physics. So those tend to come pretty slowly. So that one's not exactly on my radar. DH, I'm doing well. Hope you're doing well. Leo Bloomberg interview. More words, please. I don't know what that means. The 007 Bond is in the house. I've been following you since your IQ episode days. Yo.
Wow.
That's OG. Bring back more mindset content. So 007, we do a little bit of that in some of the scripted stuff. We had one of our banger episodes. Was it the end of 24 or the very beginning of 25? End of 24?
How does it take over 25?
Yeah, so that one was pure mindset. Satya Nutella. Ryan, how dare you?
The founder of Nutella died.
I saw that
Recently.
like 2 days ago. Yeah.
How old?
90 something?
97. I
Okay,
think, or
well,
something like
damn.
That.
Chocolate apparently is good for your health.
If we
Tom,
can
did
we
you
say hello?
report the Minuteman all-test nuclear launch from Cali? Was it to flex our muscles or to show others our capability? Israel, I don't know about it. That's interesting.
We did a nuclear test?
Not that I know of, but Israel is saying that we did. So if somebody can pull up a link, that'd be great. Yanagamu, come show these people what your muscles are all about. You're not going to want to because you don't have makeup, but people got to know about it. People were surprised that you work out harder and
least-
more
at least he gets
frequently
those
than me.
gains.
I'm telling you right now, my wife is a beast. A
I do?
beast. Just
Hello,
just
everyone.
flex on people. Show them what you got.
Oh,
Give us some
no.
guns.
I did flex
Give us
today,
some.
though, so I'm not pumped.
Look at that. That's unpumped. Come on now.
Hey.
I did
Hey. You got a license for those guns?
Come on.
She's
Whoa.
gonna need one. She's gonna need one. Those
need
are
a
registered
concealed
with the
carry
state of
permit over
California,
here.
boys and girls.
Whoa.
right now, but this is basically the reality of me in the mornings.
I love it.
All right, baby. What are you
I
guys
know.
talking about today?
Well, that's what we're talking to Chad
Talking
about
about live.
this very minute.
Apparently, we did a nuclear test. So,
Miggy
yeah, I
watched
need
your
to
show
look
yesterday. It was really good. Thank you, Miggy. Lisa is a beast. If you guys have not seen the Galentine's Day episode, you got to check that out. I am desperate for her to turn that into, if I'm honest, I want to see it as a daily show. Right now, they're flirting with a monthly show. Maybe we can press them for a weekly show, but it won't be where I want it to be till
Here's
it's a
what you
daily
need
show.
to do. You need to do a video that I then send the girls.
Oh.
Somehow I think your influence would be...
Closer to the mic.
Oh. Somehow I think your influence would be... This feels so weird. All right, guys, I've got to go get changed and
All right,
shower.
we are live right now, ladies. And
Oh, no.
we literally
We're
live on
literally
camera
alive.
right now.
On
You can see
camera.
chat over there. And I was saying to chat that I want to see you guys make what you did on the Galentine's episode. I want to see you guys do that as a daily show. I get it. That's too aggressive right now. But I really do think that show would absolutely smash. I think you guys would gobble up the internet. So let's make it happen. All right. Love you all. No matter what you do, you guys are the best. But I really do hope you make it a very frequent show.
We should do
Peace.
a Berlin
All right.
Times.
So make sure that we
Girls
Brolin
get
times.
was
I don't know about
eye-opening.
that.
They talk so different than dudes. Who would
Yes.
have thought? Why don't you do a dude? What did you call it? A dude?
They called it a Brolin times.
Brolin time. That's lovely.
No, that's horrible. Let's not do that.
I'm like so excited for you guys.
Not how guys get down. You play video games, you go to a gun range, you do dumb shit like that, but you definitely do not sit around and giggle.
Jethro, we're actually working on an econ episode, and Gary is on that list.
Go shower.
Yes.
Bye, guys.
Uh,
Send me the video.
I didn't know, but if you can give my phone back at some point, that would be wonderful.
Can we say hello
Toki,
over
respect
to
you.
the,
Have a great show. Well, thank you, Toki.
to the people over on Twitch? They're kind of, YouTube is dominating right now.
Yeah, but Twitch, you know you have my heart. Twitch, everybody comes through. Shay is over there on Twitch commenting
Move.
right now.
Yeti Bandit, Wagner.
We see everybody. So Twitch, you guys are on an even playing field. You're just outnumbered. That is the bad news. But fight for them, Eunice. What do they got?
They're just saying hello. They just
Well,
want to
hello
say
right
hello.
back. Hello right back. Twitch, you guys started this all. You started this all. I had never live streamed like that until all of us got together. Was it back in September? I think roughly September. I'm looking for Eunice or Drew to chime in here.
You started in August.
August. Okay, there we go. And it literally changed my approach to content. So much love to all of you.
We got a link in the chat saying
All
people
right.
are freaking out about this, and it is a link about a Clone Robotics' new shocking synthetic human.
Oh, I seen that. That
robot.
has like the muscles and
Yeah,
all that.
it
Yeah.
honestly looks.
Yeah.
I talked about this like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Pull it up. This is crazy. Drew needs to see it. It literally has 206 bones. It has faux ligaments, faux tendons, and uses water, I think, to contract the muscles, it's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. Lila, I will tell her. Earliest PC games you guys played. I had all the Sierra 09 titles. Your era of gaming probably was not mine, Scott. Yes, it's exactly what it looks like. Westworld all day long.
It's definitely
My era of
bro.
gaming was really hardcore Nintendo, like
That's
the
right.
OG Nintendo. Then I played some of the Sega stuff, but then I really went offline for years between college and business, and then got back into gaming for a brief window around Resident Evil 2 PlayStation 1 days, then went back offline, and then really got back into it about 6 years ago. Do I play Shadowgate? I certainly do not, but you nice?
Nope.
Drew, you don't game much, do you? No, you do. You keep trying to tell me that you're a gamer, but we've never gamed before. So in my brain, you don't get.
That's true, actually. Drew keeps telling me he's a gamer, and I was like, get on Overwatch, baby.
You go to sleep at 9 o'clock though. That's the thing. I'm a late night gamer, and you guys.
I'm not
have
trying to play at
bedtimes.
2 a.m. That's
against everybody that's
psycho.
awake late.
Yeah, that's psycho.
I'm
Hard pass.
I'm a late night gamer. That's fun.
Do you solo game or
Most of the time. Yeah.
what's like the game of choice right now?
Just beat Need for Speed. Lynn loves Fortnite, so me and her play Fortnite every now and then.
At 2 a.m.?
No, that's different.
Oh, exactly.
Okay. And then before that, I just beat Far Cry 6. I'm like an OG like
Okay.
story person,
Yeah.
first per like I like to get in story mode, turn my lights off, and like get engulfed into it.
Yeah.
I hear that.
You ever play Detroit Become Human?
Yes.
That one is iconic.
That one was good. I didn't finish it though, but that
so
one was
you gotta
good.
finish it.
Yeah.
Tom, you might like that one. That one has to do with the
It's
robot.
got a good title. It sounds so cyberpunk. I'm here
It's
for
a
that.
it's a make your own choices.
Yeah.
So like whatever
Ah.
you do, you know,
Like-
the story branches off.
Does it actually?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has a very
Impact?
big replayability.
Huh.
Yeah, I really like that game.
My favorite game of all time is Mass Effect though. Like
I think Tom's favorite game might be business. That's actually pretty true. That is pretty true.
there you go, Jay Coder. I don't know why you're with me, but I'm with you too.
Probably the single player
Jay
story
Coder
games.
knows.
Oh yes, yeah, there it is. Forget all this. I
I'm a
need
level
I need
50
internet to play
warrior
video games.
is on
Why? What
mobiles.
happened? This robot's
That
freaking
is
me
sweet.
out.
Oh yeah, can we throw it up on screen?
Oh, level 50
How do we make it
warrior?
so chat can see what we're looking at?
Yeah, because I'm gonna kill chat if I do that.
You can send me the link and I can post it up there.
Can we get a screen? I was thinking about that this morning, that we could have like a computer with a camera on it. I mean, worst case, if there's no way for us to feed it into what you're able to live switch around. Now, Eric, I see 4 blank windows. Does that mean that we could fill those with things that you could cut to and that they would see?
Yes.
Oh, you're talking about on the switcher.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Because if so, we've got to get a feed of the things that we're looking at. Because as we get into the later parts of the live stream and you and I are like properly in prep, I think chat will be less bored if they're able to see what we're doing.
Like live.
And then we can play clips, they can hear it. That would help because now I'm finding that prep for these episodes, I'm like secretly doing a lot of prep before we get to episode prep because we get so engaged with chat that we're scrambling at the last second.
Yeah.
Whereas if we could actually do it and I could watch things and they could hear it, then we'd be in a much better place. What kind of switcher do we use, Eric?
Black magic. I can
Black magic. Ragnarok tries to fly under the radar, but Ragnarok, I know your secret identity.
Oh, I sent you the link, so yeah.
Miggy says if you do the virtual background, you can just play it on there, right?
Virtual background is making a lot more
yes.
and more sense.
We could. It's more the audio that would become the question. So we have to be there. Oh my God, look at this thing. Fucking hell.
Yeah.
turn on.
Kids, do you understand what time in history you live in? This is insane. This is straight Westworld.
And of course, it's creeping people out. The startup, which operates out of the United States and Poland, describes the android called Protoclone as faceless and anatomically accurate.
Oh my God.
Clone Robotics co-founder Danish Radhakrishna posted on the X social media platform that the introduction of Protoclone is ground zero for the age of androids. Dar Sleeper,
Dude, you're going to be
the head
in
of growth for
full-blown
OpenAI
Blade
backed
Runner.
startup 1X Technologies, said the design couldn't get any cooler or creepier. Others said it was nightmare.
Yes. Look, okay, that's Neon
Clones
Genesis
of the word
Evangelion for people that don't know it.
Notable.
Little nod to my anime
While
freaks
all
out there.
androids are technically humanoid robots, not all humanoid robots are androids. Humanoid robots can be very simple and mechanical, with aesthetics that often differ dramatically from real people. Simply put, a humanoid robot has a human form factor but still looks like a machine. Androids, on the other hand, aim to look as human as possible.
Oh my God.
They have skin,
This is gonna be
eyes,
nuts.
hair, and are engineered to mimic genuine facial expressions.
Ugh.
Most of the humanoids making waves today, from the likes of Tesla, Figure, and Unitree Robotics, do not meet the technical definition of android. Exceptions include Sophia by Hanson Robotics, a mecha by Engineered Arts, hyper-realistic creations by China-based X-Robots, UB Tech's new service robot Una, and humanoids from Las Vegas-based Railbotics equipped with so-called relationship-based artificial intelligence.
That was a sex.
Yeah.
Clone, however,
Dude, that was right.
differentiates itself by straight up saying it's working towards synthetic humans. When the startup
Uh-oh,
unveiled
got a
its
thumbs
first
down on it.
torso prototype in October 2024,
Look at
the
that.
design quickly drew comparisons to the host drones in the HBO show Westworld.
Obviously.
Clone says it's building power-dense androids with
Oh my
anthropomorphic
God.
traits to solve everyday challenges. According to Clone, the proto-clone features a musculoskeletal design mimicking human anatomy. It
They're
boasts
holding
more
it up,
than
though, so it
200
must not be
degrees of
able
freedom,
to hold its own
1,000
weight yet.
myofibers, and 500
Look at
sensors.
that, Jesus.
Co-founder Radhakrishna said on X the footage is from mid-January. The prototype is powered by pneumatics, but the company plans to switch to hydraulics after further development. Clone calls the robot the
This is
world's
gonna
first
freak people out,
bipedal,
When I talk
musculoskeletal
about
android, which is open to
getting
faith.
into pockets of
For
violence, this is
example,
the kind of shit that's going to freak
Kangaroo,
people out.
developed by the University of Tokyo's JSK lab in 2017, is widely recognized as one of the earlier musculoskeletal humanoids. The design mimics human anatomy and is notable for its unique cooling system that simulates the way humans sweat with real water.
Wow.
What?
However, Kangaroo is intended as a research platform, while Clone Robotics is racing.
All right, this is dope. You can stop it, Eric.
Androids.
All right, so we've got this. If you look at the household robots thing, definitely want to talk about it there. I can't remember if we ever showed. I think I talked about the fact that this robot existed, the one with the bones and stuff. It's probably worth showing a clip.
Robot
crazy.
sweat.
Hey, but
Right on
look right
schedule
under
for
it.
the
but
Matrix. Who is
from
funding
Richard.
this? Janine. It's going to be a lot of different companies. Everybody all over the world. Not everybody, but all over the world, there are going to be companies that are focusing on this. I've heard prognostications by Elon Musk and other people that robotics is going to be the biggest industry that ever existed. So you can imagine if that's true, then people are going to get into it in a very big way. Not real bones, but yeah, obviously I would assume they're either some sort of carbon fiber, or I don't think you'd be able to make it out of metal. It's just, it doesn't have enough flex. But I don't know that. I don't actually know what they're made out of.
It's a good question from Ribsy, actually. What's the point of trying to mimic humans so closely? Are humans the best model for productivity?
So you're going to have a spread of robots. Robots will come in all shapes and sizes, from something with multiple tentacles, depending on what they're designed to do, all the way to things that look like humans, because there are algorithms running in your brain that make you far more comforted by things that look human than by things that don't. Somebody asked about Ukraine. Go back.
Yeah, you seen Trump's comments on it?
Tom, can you make a comment on the Senator Bernie Sanders' latest speech on Trump's post about Ukraine? Can we pull it up? I haven't seen Bernie Sanders talk about it. I've seen the Trump stuff, so that I'm at least ready to talk about. But Bernie, I don't know. I can't believe I just went into vocal fry. That's crazy. What is happening?
Talking like a valley girl.
Talking like a valley girl. It's terrible. Never let me do that again, chat. Okay, what do we got? Play. Pretty please, Eric.
You got it.
Wow, it's a pretty
I can share. I can share it. I got it pulled up on here.
We got to get an account that doesn't have ads. There we go.
Okay, copy.
Wait, is that recent? When is that from?
2 days ago.
might
Didn't
not
he
be it.
just make his Ukrainian statements?
Yeah.
I think Trump literally just said it yesterday. He was going
20
hard in the
hours
paint,
ago?
which, by the way, we want to
I'm
talk about.
I'll slide it to you, Eric.
I think I already have that. So we've got the tweet from Zelensky I've got on the list, but I don't actually have the tweet. If you can look that up, Drew, that would be
Zelensky's tweet?
amazing. No, Trump's tweet calling Zelensky a dictator.
Oh, yeah.
That would be good. And then also we need to find the clip. I've seen it, but again, it's one of those, I wasn't expecting it to stick with me as much as it did. Trump says, he says it very fast, and so I don't want to make it sound like he said it clearly, but he says in Trump typical bizarre speech pattern fashion, pause it for a sec, that Zelensky started the war. And now again, he didn't say Zelensky started the war, but he said he started it and it never should have happened. It was said sort of like that. But for sure it's worth talking about because it's just crazy. It's obviously factually not true. It was in a bit of a, I don't want to call it word salad. It's just the way that Trump talks, but
Yeah.
this is what happens when you're on the outs with Trump. Like, somebody invaded your country, you're going to fight back. That's not the same as starting the war. Anyway, we'll want to address it for sure in the ep. All right, is this the one? Play.
Thanks, everybody, for joining
Can you speed it up to
discuss
1.5?
a very, very serious issue. Yesterday, we witnessed an extremely sad moment in American history. We saw the President of the United States aligning himself with the dictator of Russia, Vladimir Putin, to undermine the independence of Ukraine and its democracy. Let's be clear. Trump is showing us that he sees one of the world's most brutal dictators as his friend, and our longtime Democratic allies in Europe.
Okay, so let's get back to, just pause it for a sec. So that is, I think Bernie is right to put his finger on the fact that Trump is very much right now, he's focused on Putin, he's negotiating with Putin, he's sidelining Zelensky, he's bad-mouthing Zelensky. All of those things are very true. I think it is false to say that he's siding with Putin. I don't think Trump gets the credit that he deserves for being good at negotiating. And being good at negotiating is being aware of the nature of your enemy, maybe enemy is too strong, the nature of your adversary. And Trump understands that you have to first go to the table. You've got to be willing to sit across the table and talk to that person. There's no way to negotiate without that. I think it is very important that people remember when words fail, violence is your only recourse. And so what we have is a situation where it's a question mark of what Trump is going to do with Putin in terms of, this is why I absolutely fucking hate that he intimated in any way, shape, or form that Zelensky did something to start the war. Now, fair enough, have beef with how Zelensky is navigating the negotiations to end the war. But going back to my first point, I don't think people are giving Trump enough credit for being very good at this negotiating thing. So he's going to say things in public that put him in a stronger position to get what he wants. Now, how do I think that he's going to play this out with Putin? I think it's going to look something like this. Privately with Putin, he's probably going to take as light of a tone as he can, be somewhat jokey, and say, hey, you know that we've got to get this done, that I'll arm the living shit out of Ukraine if I have to. Like, if you keep pushing deeper into Ukraine and keep letting people die, then I'm going to go ham and I'm going to unleash the full might of the U.S.'s ability to fund a war. Whether he'll say the U.S.'s ability to make weapons, that I don't know, because we're not great at that right now. But anyway, he's going to, in a jovial manner, and this is me guessing, but in a jovial manner, he's going to let Putin know, I'll fucking fund this guy until the end of time if you don't give the concessions that I'm looking for. Now, his public-facing stuff is all very much anti-Zelensky. I hate it, but I'm not the one in the negotiating room, so I don't know how this is ultimately all going to play out. But I would not assume that just because he is striking a conciliatory tone with Putin, that means that he's pro-Putin. I think that he's pro-peace. I think that he wants to get this done. I think that he wants his legacy to be that of the person who ended these wars, and that he understands that there are certain areas where you have leverage and there's areas that you don't. He has tremendous leverage with Zelensky, tremendous. And so throwing in Trump's personality flaws of not liking when people don't do what he wants, that I think is why he is pushing so hard on Zelensky. I also think that he understands that Zelensky has no leverage without the U.S. against Putin. So the real negotiation here is between the U.S. and Russia. Now, it doesn't feel good to say because there are people dying in the Ukraine defending their homeland, and I certainly have all the empathy in the world for that. But this is one where we have to let this play out. And bear with me a second because there is a spider running across the floor.
While Tom kills the spider.
I'm going to leave myself or somebody else to pick that up later, but it's dead now. Okay, so that's where I come at this. So I think that Bernie Sanders is a politician. And he is framing things in a way that is positive for his side. Anything they can do to discredit Trump, I think they're going to do. But that's where I'm at. He should let the spider bite him so he can be Spider-Man. Comic Crusaders, if only it worked like that. I would bathe in spiders. Okay. Eric, God bless you for cleaning that up. If you can go back to the, whatchamacallit for... what's his name? Bernie Sanders. Hit play.
First in 2014, then again in 2022. Right now, Russia occupies
All right, pause that again.
about 20%.
So I think Bernie's right about this. I think Putin is expansionist. Why do I think that? Because he's been fucking expanding. So I like to believe, and I'm very open to being proven wrong, and I'm very open if Trump ends up being a sycophant for Putin, I'll be the first to say he's a sycophant for Putin. But that does not strike me as what is happening. I think Trump is aware that you have somebody who's got expansionist tendencies, and what he's trying to do is draw a line in the sand and say, all right, enough with the killing. Now, what we'll find out is if Putin will honor a long-term ceasefire, stalemate, frozen conflict, however you want to think about it, in Ukraine, or if he's just going to wait for a moment where he thinks the U.S. is weak, either because we bring in another leader that has more Biden-style tendencies, or who knows, Trump changes his attitude. Does he just make another move? Does Putin have his eyes set on another area? Don't know. But given the way that he seems to be trying to essentially reunify the parts of the old USSR that he can, I would not be super surprised if that was one of the driving forces for Putin. Now, this is one where I'm a headline reader when it comes to Putin, so I'd have to do a much deeper dive with some scholars on the subject to really feel like, okay, I'm going to beat my chest on this one. Spider lives matter. Sorry, just saw that in chat. So I think that Bernie is right. You have a guy who's expansionist. I think Trump is trying to draw a line and say, stop here. And I have a feeling that Trump will react very aggressively by way of funding, sanctions, things like that, if Putin were to invade another territory on his watch, because he has said so many fucking times, this never would have started on my watch. And bro, if he lets Putin invade somewhere else on his watch, he is going to have egg on his face in the most aggressive way possible. I don't think he's going to go for that. So I think at a minimum, Putin's saying, okay, I'm going to bide my time. I'm going to wait. Maybe he thinks, obviously I don't know. I'm mind reading here. But even if Putin thinks that Trump is a total fucking moron and he just needs to bide his time, he will bide his time. And he really won't invade while Trump is in office because he's going to go nuts. And I think that's where having somebody who is a little unhinged, a little hard to guess, ends up working in your advantage. Okay. Really? Like Putin cared that much about sanctions before? Are you joking? I am not joking. So these are all tools at your disposal. And yes, if you have Trump making America far stronger on the international stage, and you can get more countries aligned, like if he's able to break away, the odds of him breaking away China are effectively zero. But if he can break away Saudi Arabia, if he can break away other countries that weren't as aggressive as they otherwise could have been, you can make it matter. Will it be the end all be all? No. The ultimate trump card that he's going to play is I'm going to fund military. And so that's it. You send a ton of fucking money. And look, the bad news for somebody with my belief system is that Trump will fucking print money if he needs to. If Trump wants to steal money from the American public via printing money so that he can slap down somebody who's doing something that he doesn't want to do, he'll fucking do it. I hate that. But nonetheless, he'll do it. So I think we're about to find out, because I always have strong convictions loosely held. But I think what we're about to find out is that Trump is the king of FAFO. You fuck around, you find out. And he will do shit that will drive me certainly crazy to prove a point. And because other people know that, I think you're going to see less aggression on the international stage. You can love it or hate it, but that's just the game that he's playing. What happens if not Golden Fort Knox? Yuri, not a lot of good things happen. I think the American public loses even more faith in the government. I think that the odds that there's no money there or no gold there is effectively zero, but that it's not the correct amount. What will be interesting to see is if this is gold that's been lent out, then how do people take it? Because this is just how the money system works. And so I think it's going to bring it home to people that, whoa, the way that money works is really spastic. And I think this is going to be crazy. Carlos. All right. Is Carlos, no, go back. Carlos does not get to hide. Carlos, this is a cute take. Tom is so far out of his element with his entire analysis. All right, Carlos, the mic is yours, baby. Tell me, and be specific, please, what is it that I'm getting wrong? Because I am very open to realizing that there is something that I'm missing. I want a worldview that has high predictive validity. So if you have the missing piece, I am totally here for it. But the lobbing of grenades minus specifics is droll at best. All right, so we will wait for that incoming information.
Carlos is mighty quiet.
Let's out. No, Carlos is typing. I have faith. Carlos, you're going to help me. You're going to move me
don't
forward.
forget, the live stream's a little bit behind, so Carlos might
Yep.
be...
No. I've got faith. Carlos is here for it.
Someone
so
said, yo, I love
wanna,
Aggro Tom.
I love Aggro Tom. I just want to make sure. I have a firm belief that we are going to shape each other, chat. You are going to shape me. There is no doubt about that. And I am also going to tend this garden. So I want to make sure that the chat has a culture and that the culture is not empty. This is dumb. Like, if you can explain to me in what way something is dumb, then I can actually improve my thinking. And then as a group, we all have something that has way more predictive validity. I am never bothered to realize that there is a hole in the way that I'm thinking. I'm taking in information as fast as I can, trying to put together a worldview that then I can test. So every hypothesis makes a prediction, and then you can put that prediction out into the real world in something I call the physics of progress, and you can figure out, hey, was this real? This is why I'm always confused when people think that I'm on Team Trump. I'm not on Team anybody. I'm on Team Truth. What's real? What's actually going to take us where we want to go? So the thing that drives me forward is very simple. There is a place I'm trying to get to. We'll call it human thriving. It's the easiest thing to round it to. There are going to be things that I think will get us there, and they don't get us there. I will let go of those things very quickly, because all I want to do is actually get where I'm trying to get to. And most of the things that we will try as a society aren't going to work, because fucking humans are complex. And so the only way for us to get forward is to say, I think this is going to work. Try it. Ooh, it either didn't work at all or it didn't work as well as I thought it was, and I'm going to update. So if you want predictive validity on the way that I think, you will know that I have strong convictions loosely held, that I will present things with aggression, largely as a way to test the idea. And then I will see, does this actually work, yes or no? And so I am a verbal processor. I think out loud, so I will say things. And if you guys have something for me, then I'm all for it. Keep me informed. Jexter, you too rational for what's happening today. More tinfoil needed for your hat. Well, Jexter, we have our conspiracy corner, so I'm all for it. We will no doubt at times dive all into the conspiracies. The conspiracies are fun, if nothing else. And boys and girls, we are here to enjoy ourselves as much as we are to make the world a better place. So I'm all for some entertainment. Jethro, wait, go back. Jethro says, Tom, everything you said is true, but we have to limit the rich buying up all the assets, hiking up prices. Some say the rich has to pay their fair share for the middle class to strive. Okay, Jethro, this is, I always fear that this is people asking the teacher to go off on that one tirade just as a way to troll them. But the reality is that the reason the rich get richer and the poor get poorer is, and I'm way oversimplifying, okay? Fully acknowledge I'm way oversimplifying this, but we have to have a way to talk about it. And then, yes, we should get back to poor Bernie Sanders here. You print money. By printing money, you devalue that money. And by the way, you're spending more than you intake, which forces you to print money, which devalues money, which then creates the illusion that asset prices are going up. Very few people own assets. It's traditionally only those savvy enough. People that are savvy tend to either be from rich families or be smart enough to get rich. And so it creates the sort of illusion that the rich have some sort of monopoly on this and they're doing something sinister. But the reality is they just understand how to play a rigged game. Anybody can play it. Most people won't. And this is why I think it's immoral to print money. But that's the nature of the game.
We need to have an inflation button. Inflation.
We need an inflation button.
Mm-hmm. And then a fractal button.
Oh my God.
And then I think those are only two right now. What other buttons do we need?
What do you mean?
If nothing else, that something will happen on our hopefully someday soon to be virtual set.
Inflation.
The problem is the virtual set is like hundreds of thousands of dollars. So I'm like, oh God. Yeah, it gets hard to justify.
Can we get a green?
It would
the
be
green
so
screen?
much more fun. We have to look at that, Eunice. It's not as fun. It's not as cool, which is part of what makes me hesitant. But we may have to look at that. All right.
Can I?
What are we missing?
Can I go off topic for a second?
Please.
In Outfit Watch today, Eunice, are those lambs on your sweater?
Why are we calling me out?
I like it because you have such a good fashion
Did you say
sense.
lames?
Lambs.
They are.
Lambs.
They are.
I thought it was slang. I was like, lames.
They
What
are
lambs?
lambs. Two of them.
Eunice goes hard in the paint.
Yeah,
for
your animal themed.
rabbits, lambs.
You know what? Actually, I do have a lot of animal themed clothes. I didn't realize.
They're really good.
Let's go.
I don't know.
Let's go. All right. It's
No,
now
no
time
word
to
back from
make
Carlos.
it go.
No. All
No,
right, back-
Carlos, and someone said Carlos dropped a grenade and ran.
Here's the thing, man. Look, for
Back
real,
Bernie.
you guys are going to see over time that I am an egomaniac, but my ego is built around my desire, my willingness. That's more honest. My ego is built around my willingness to learn, my willingness to be wrong. So the very thing that makes me feel cocky is my willingness to say, oh, I was wrong about that. So the only thing that drives me crazy is Tom's dumb, and then they leave. If you say Tom is dumb for these reasons, fuck, yes, please. Because my whole MO is that I can be laughed at longer than the next person. And so my thing is, I don't care if you guys are laughing at me, as long as I can figure out, okay, what did I do? What was I wrong about? What do I learn? And then does that learning have utility? And if that learning has utility, then I can get better at that thing. Like there was a guy heckling me on Twitter and he said, no, actually it might've been, anyway, one of you guys was heckling me somewhere where I am heckleable. And he was like, oh, I didn't even know you were into games, man. As a crypto bro, like you're going to lose all your money. And I was like, dude, the odds of that are so fucking high. Could you please get more specific? Like, what is the speed bump that I need to avoid? Like, if you're in the game industry and you know something I don't, Jesus Christ, like, I'm here. I'm ready to listen. I don't get what people get out of being like, oh, you're dumb, you're going to lose. It's like, bro, help a guy out. So anyway, I'm all about it. You shouldn't eat on screen. I'm not eating Hex. I'm chewing. There's a difference. This is gum.
I just was eating.
I'm doing nicotine. Are they talking to you or to me? I'm chewing into the mic. They have to be talking
They're
to me.
definitely talking.
Yeah.
I'm saying I feel guilty now because I was eating earlier.
Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Don't be shamed. Bots be bots.
All right, wait. We got to
Echo
finish this
signal.
Bernie thing. We were.
All right. Back to Bernie. Let's go.
Of Ukraine. Since
Are we at 1.5?
horrific
I don't think we're at
invasion,
1.5.
I think we went to 1.25.
1.5.
1.5. Pretty please.
1
Thank
million people have been killed or injured every single day. Russia continues to rain down hundreds of missiles and drones on Ukrainian cities. Putin's forces have massacred civilians and kidnapped thousands of Ukrainian children, bringing them back to Russian re-education camps.
It's not wrong.
These atrocities led the International Criminal Court to issue an arrest warrant for Putin in 2023
Pause it,
as
Eric.
a war criminal.
Okay, I want to introduce you guys to my favorite phrase. And now what? And now what? He's not wrong. But and now what? What do you want? What do you actually want Trump to do? Is the call for him to go and arm Ukraine so they can keep fighting? Which, hey, fair enough. If Bernie's thing is, I believe morally we have an obligation to fund until the end of time the innocent country in all of this. And Ukraine is the innocent country. So whether America provoked the war or not by pushing NATO on his doorstep, he invaded. He invaded a sovereign nation. And I believe we have a moral responsibility to arm them and to fight to the last American soldier because it's what's right. Okay, respect. I don't agree, but at least he's not just beating a drum of like Trump doing bad thing. It's like, give me your policy prescription. And again, chat, I'm going to give you my policy prescriptions a lot. And a lot of them are going to be trash takes. And that's where you guys will give me hopefully insights that I'm missing and we'll refine. Remember, I'm about predictive validity, about getting where I want to go. Okay, so hey, fair enough. I am all for treating Bernie like an AI who has an idea that they want to put forth. But what people usually put forth is the emotionally charged thing designed to get you to react in a way that resounds to the acquisition of power of their team. That's what drives me nuts. So, Bernie, if you would, just give me the policy prescription. And then I can say, okay, cool. Now I get to see the world through Bernie's eyes for a minute. I either think this will yield the outcome that we want or it won't. And if it will, amazing. And if it won't, we won't. Now, here's where we need a James Burnham button. Because what I just said is, I won't say it's naive, but I'm not giving you the full picture of how humans really work. And the reason that Bernie is doing what he's doing is because of man as political animal. And he has to do it. But we're living, let me finish that. He has to do it because this is how you manipulate people. Now, to understand how I view the world, you have to understand me as someone who has an entire lobe of my brain dedicated to James Burnham, understanding man as political animal, the whole idea of the Machiavellians. And I'm saying, well, we live in a time where even though I know we're going to be run by a group of elites, there's no way around it. It's the physics of the human mind. We can talk about it and we can drag it out into the open. And I'm not even sure what will happen because of that. I don't know. It is entirely possible that my whole experiment of say the quiet thing out loud ends up being a terrible fucking idea. And that the Gestapo should kick down my door and drag me off to the gulag somewhere. And that will make everybody's life better. I don't think that's true. But I am very willing to say, maybe. We've never run this experiment before. Now, I will quite literally fight to my own death to make sure that doesn't happen because I believe in that so strongly. But again, I am but one angle on the truth. I certainly don't have a monopoly on it. Let me see if I can use this analogy, if this will hold. Drew, did you know that you can use, I think it's Wi-Fi signals, but signals like that, to map out based on how the signals bounce off of people, you can map out where people are in a space. Have you heard about that?
Like ping. Stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. It's almost like radar.
Yeah.
So you're using Wi-Fi or whatever it is to act as a radar where you see based on how it distorts or how they rebound, whatever. You can tell how many people are there, what they're doing as they move, all that stuff, and you can map it out. Everybody yelling into a microphone is a little bit of a, and doing things way more important. In fact, let me scrap that. Everybody doing something in the world is running a test. They're sending a ping out to the world about what is true. And we're all sending our little ping out to get that echo back to see what is this. No one ping will do it. You need a gazillion people sending out the ping to map out what the world is. And that's it. I'm just trying to be a ping. I am not always going to be right. But chat, if you guys want to be a part of the culture of this chat, if we can all view each other like that. Thank you, Listen Grasshopper. It is Wi-Fi. Whoever just said, don't trust Bernie or Trump. Don't trust anybody. They're just a ping. They're sending out their little burst of Wi-Fi to see what the truth really is. And it's up to us. We all have to do the work to figure out, okay, this is what I think is the image coming back. Word. All right, Tom, are you ignoring SFFAS56? I don't even know what the fuck that is. Trump's accounting standard that allows the Pentagon to hide anything they want. Polygon, I'm not ignoring it. I just don't know anything about it. So if you want to submit something into Discord so that we can look into it, I'm all for it. Obviously, we all have a limited amount of time, so I don't know that that's going to be the one. But if people keep bringing it up, I'm happy to look at it. Ricardo, wait, no, I think Ricardo was accusing me of something. Go back. We like accusations. Tom, you're trusting Trump by saying that he's really playing 4D chess. I'm not trusting him, Ricardo. I'm trying to map him. Based on the things that I see him doing, I'm saying this is my hypothesis on what's really happening. Don't know if it's true or not. We'll see. Team Truth, for real, who cares who people are or if you like them? You're not marrying them. They need to lead, not to be likes. I think we have just enough accumulation of typos there that I'm not quite sure what you're saying. Chuck E. Cheese, I keep seeing you go by, but forgive me that I wasn't able to read that in time. ATP Fitness, thoughts on the Federalist Society, meaning that we are a Federalist system? If that's what you're asking, I can give you an answer. But if there's a thing called the Federalist system that I didn't know about, I don't want to pop off and you're like, no, actually, this is a whole thing and they have a doctrine. So give me some clarifications and I will answer that. OG Shea apparently has dropped a gold mine. Where'd that go? Nope, it wasn't. Oh, wait, here we go. I think the issue with society today is that people either idolize or criminalize people now. No middle ground exists anymore, or just not in the latter spaces. Shay, you are correct. That is what we're going to be, is the countervailing force. The Tom Bilyeu Show, everybody, is all about that. My dad grew up on a farm. Okay, Tourette's. I'm here for it. At least it's not like the sweary kind of Tourette's.
We also got a
All
follow.
right, more Tom Live. Cool. Crap. Oh, forgot the co-host name. Drew.
Ouch.
Oh.
Ouch.
It's Drew. Drew, hold on. Welcome to my world. The number of times I've been out in public, and this is what I get. Oh, are you on YouTube? Yeah. Oh, don't tell me. Tim. God damn it. Drew, I swear to you, I've been called Tim more than I've been called Tom. I'm not kidding. That is actually not me trying to be hyperbolic. For whatever reason, people are convinced that my name is Tim. So it is what it is. Welcome to the club, Drew.
When they forget your name, that's
Enjoy.
That's it.
At least they're like, hey, you have a name to forget.
Hey, that's very important. That's important.
You might be nameless, but you're not faceless. So there you go.
We did
By
get
the
a
way,
follow
everybody,
earlier.
Drew Waters Run Deep. Drew Waters Run Deep. I won't out you, but I learned some things last night. Boys and girls. Ova,
What?
Tim Bilyeu is one I hear quite frequently. It is very tragic.
Hi, Edgy and Ageless. Do you watch Larry David?
I know who he is.
Curb Your Enthusiasm? Not Larry.
I do not.
Oh, okay.
I know what it is. I've seen clips, but no, it's not my kind of humor. It's cringe. It's all cringe. I don't like cringe comedy.
What?
But you're going somewhere with this.
No, somebody said I like Larry David, but I don't like his new stuff. Calling him Bernie Sanders. So
That's
did you say that?
hilarious. That's hilarious. I like that.
I wish
DoorDash, you know
I
what
wish
it
I
is.
was Gen Z, man,
Why?
so I can have another 20 years.
Just to be, yeah. So. Fair. Sarah, that's very kind. Madalena, I'll post this again. Lol. Can you look into out? Man, Eric is like, nah, I'm not here for it. Not reading this one. Can you look into Trump making it possible to get paid by international players with his Trump coin? Yeah, Madalena, I hate everything about that Trump coin, and I think it could work exactly like that. That's just the hard truth of it all.
And with Citizens United, he can already
even
get
know.
paid by international players. Every politician can.
Yeah, all
money
facts.
out of it.
Jesus, Drew. Throw the mic on the floor. God damn. Ain't that the truth?
I got 2 hills. That's one of them.
What's the second one?
Education.
Facts. Okay. We got into it before. I don't want to derail us right now because I don't think that's going to be on Tom's episode or the episode today. But there is one thing. What we were just talking about. Fuck. There's a thing that we need to cover in today's episode, and I don't think I put it in the doc yet. It's like screamingly obvious.
Trump,
what were we just
Zelensky,
talking about?
Bernie. I dropped Trump's tweet in there that calls him a dictator.
Definitely that.
Nope, missed it.
It'll come back. It'll come back. When Tom coin, Nick, never. I touched that hot stove. I learned my lesson. No hesitation. Drew should be his nickname.
They're saying
Drew's
Grok
his
3.
name. What's happening right now? They're saying what?
Grok 3.
Is anything happening? Ricardo, don't. If you ever see a Tom coin, don't buy it. Even if I'm standing on a desk pounding a drum, don't buy it.
It's AI.
Play this clip. If I ever launch a Tom coin, fuck that noise. That is gambling. I want nothing to do with it. I won't even raise money to become a public company. Fuck that. No way. Absolutely not. Hard pass. I've had a stroke. I've been body snatched. Something bad has happened.
Hey,
This is specifically for Shay because I love her deeply.
I need to know more. I need context. This is externalized Tourette's now. What's happening right now? For those just listening, they're like, what?
We got to do stuff
Drew
for the Twitch.
just put on a...
YouTube gets buried. Twitch got to get some love too.
Let's go, Twitch. He just wore a Batman mask. I don't know why, but he actually did. Tom, was that a question? Do I smoke weed or when am I going to smoke? Here's the thing. I do occasionally smoke weed with my wife. I do it purely for sex. I'm not going to lie.
oh,
Okay, Kit, look,
Hey.
listen, I'm not a...
You did say this wasn't family friendly. You did say that.
Y'all are locked
You
in.
did say that.
Here's the truth. Don't do drugs. It for sure is going to shorten your life. I'm a big believer in that. And when I heard Rogan say that smoking weed helps to like as an expectorant for the lungs, I was in hysterics. Bitch, please. There is no universe in which smoking a weed extends your life. Not possible. Nope. Again, strong convictions loosely held. If the science comes out, I'll accept it. But wow, do I think that is not going to be true. Anyway, but if you are going to ignore my advice and smoke weed, sex on weed is crazy. It is a different sport. It's a different sport. My wife's in the
I love that, Lisa.
she's in there. She's in there.
It's amazing. It is amazing.
That was good.
So, but here's the reality. For real. That shit is amazing.
Well
It
done,
is
Pin. Eric, I see you, Eric, on the 1s and 2s. That was a well done comment, Pin.
You smoke weed for sex. Yes. Dude, high sex is like a different sport. I'll leave it at that. Boys and girls, it is a very enjoyable sport. I won't lie. But I have to balance it because I do think that it is absolutely horrific for your health. Orlando, yes. Far better than booze. Far better than booze.
These comments are
I use weed, but I don't exhale. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Kit Moon agreed. Agreed about weed as a not safe for work creator does make it crazy good. Yup.
Is that saying, Kit, that you have like an OnlyFans? Like where you
That's what I heard. I wasn't gonna call him out.
as a
I
not
was
safe
gonna let it go, Kit.
Like, yeah, trust me, I know this. Like,
I wasn't gonna dive in,
Hey,
but
man.
hey, ATP Fitness,
Get your money.
shrooms are better. I've tried. I microdosed. I always get called out.
yeah, I don't know if you want
I've
to have
only microdosed.
sex on shrooms. That's it.
Yeah, I have 500K follower on X. Kit Moon, let's go.
Sheesh, we need to get on your show.
I'm an
Kit.
OnlyFans creator. Hey, do your thing. Do your thing. All smoke is bad to breathe. That feels like facts. But cannabis smoke, has so many good things in it that it cancels. I'm not buying it. Listen, if Andrew Huberman does the research and he puts it out and says that smoking weed is good for you, then cool, I'll back off. Until then, I'm not having it. I'm not having it. Drew got some fire 3s. What does that mean?
Oh, sneakers.
Those are 3s? Tell me about it.
Jordan 3s. And they re-released them. The re-release are terrible because they're plastic. These are the OGs where the orange soles. That's why they're great. Orange.
So wait, those are like actually decades old?
Yes. No, not decades old. Well, it's 2024. Yeah, 2 decades old. They came out in 2000.
Damn.
Yeah.
Where'd you find them? Like on the secondary market?
I had them. So.
You bought them when they came out?
Yeah. And then
Let me see. How well do you treat your shoes?
I love these shoes.
Oh,
Yeah, but
not the dogs out.
wow.
I have clean socks, you know.
Those are 20 years old. You take good care of your stuff.
20. They're probably like 15.
That's still.
Yeah.
That's the thing. They're older than your daughter.
They are older than my daughter. Yes, these sneakers are older than my daughter.
All right, respect. We all know tobacco is bad. Pretty sure other breathables are not good. DF, I'm with you. We didn't deliver the promise. Most people dabbling don't know about cannabinoid hyperemesis. I would be one of those people. I don't know.
Yeah, break that down for us, Dave.
Philly Vanilli. Wait. And then, yeah, we should catch up, but real fast. Philly Vanilli. Tom, how much do you love relieving the power grid of energy when overloaded and using it to mine free Bitcoin? If you like it, let's talk. Philly Vanilli, that's one of those. I'm not going to wrap my head around that. Life is so short. I want to make video games. That is the reality. And I'm so glad that other people care about a whole host of other things. And if time were infinite, maybe, but it's just outside of my purview. Pot is so 1970s. I wish, Hex Farmer, because I have a bad feeling that we're making it so strong that it's even worse. I don't know what blunts are. I don't know. What's the difference? What's a blunt? Anybody?
A
Eunice
blunt
probably knows the most about this, right? No?
I mean, I do know what it is.
Do you
but
really?
I do.
I was kidding.
smoke, Eunice?
Well, come on.
Wow, sheesh.
She doesn't like being outed,
Okay,
but I'll take that as a
I'm
yes.
sorry. No, she doesn't. No, she doesn't. Her family watches the stream. No, she doesn't. She has
I
lambs
hope
on her
your
sweater.
family does not watch this stream.
It's lambs on
I
her
do
sweater.
have
She has
family
to
that
swear
watches some.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, let's go. Eunice family. Anybody that's important to Eunice is important to me. I like it. Let's go. Your family member is amazing. She is a fan favorite around here. So we all have a ton of love.
Did she
for
drop it in the
Eunice.
chat? Did she say something?
Wait, are they here right now?
Are they?
Blunts or
They do,
cigars?
yeah.
Cigar
Yeah.
wraps, basically.
I-
No, Jesus Christ.
I have actually a couple people that watch.
Really?
Yeah, that I'm like,
Respect.
please come in and watch.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Scott Melville is asking my favorite question. What genre of game are you making? So it is a extraction royale, and basically the long-term vision, if you played it today, you will be like, what the fuck is he talking about? But the long-term vision is basically to take the best of Minecraft and the best of Fortnite and smash them together. So yeah, we will keep chipping away at that very big, very expensive problem in the hopes that XAI starts dropping game physics stuff that allows us to make games a lot faster, a lot cheaper. Tom Bilyeu, use Brave browser and you'll never watch a YouTube ad again. The plumber, remember that this company thrives on YouTube advertising. So I like people watching ads on YouTube. That's how we keep doing this show. So sorry, there was something about the game. Go back. So you want Fortcraft or Mine Night? Indeed, I do.
Well done.
Indeed. Very nice. Okay, we are now into the second hour of episode prep. This is where you have to start getting serious about the topics. So
Okay,
boys and girls,
hold on.
if you
Seriously,
would.
there really will not be a coin. We're not releasing anything. It will not come out. I'm seeing like jokes again. There's
No,
like a
for real,
type
for
of-
real,
yeah,
for real.
seriously.
No
Like
coins,
SEC,
0 coins.
disclaimer. Do
Hard
your own
pass.
advice. No more lawsuits.
Nope. I am not a fan. I think people should be able to do it. Go do your thing. Just not my thing. I like collectors, not gamblers. All right. I'm for playing Fortcraft. Random B, I'm with you. Thoughts on Canada and the 51st state. We talked about that before. If this were the first hour, I'd go into it. We're not going to cover that today on this episode. What do you guys have? So here's what we're trying to do. In the episodes, we want stuff that's really popping in culture. Like, what is it that culture is talking about? That's what we want to get into. Culture. What does culture care about right now that we might be missing? So let me do a quick rundown of what's already on our docket. Doesn't mean we're going to cover all of this, but this is the stuff that is fighting for inclusion into the intro. All right. Tom's tweet about Zelensky being a dictator, what I'm calling bribes to taxpayers, which I love.
Doge dividend.
Yep, the Doge dividend. In fact, we should update that because that will be recognizable in the intro. The Doge dividend, no illegal immigrant benefits, revive the warrior ethos. This will be interesting to see how mad I make people with that one.
What's the revive the warrior ethos?
That was, what's his name? Pete Hegseth, who said we need to revive the warrior ethos, which, you know, as somebody who imagines himself as a warrior in a loincloth with a sword covered in the blood of my enemies as I try to build this business, that resonates with me. So not sure how people are going to take it. We'll see. Zelensky started the war. We need that link. That's the Trump saying.
The Trump tweet? It's at the top of the sheet.
Did he say that, though, in the tweet? I think this is a video thing we're going to have to find. And I don't remember what video he said it in, but so many people are talking about it. This is definitely a Twitter in culture. So it shouldn't be hard to find, but
Difference
it's a
in
video.
this one. You're not talking about this one. Where he has like goes
We
in.
want that as well. So that's the Trump tweet because that's where he calls him a dictator, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's another one where he says he shouldn't have started this, implying that Zelensky started the war. Now, again, it was one of those things that's sandwiched in a sentence, but nonetheless, I think it needs to be addressed. We've got more stuff on Doge. Actually, we just have the same thing in two different places. So we've already talked about that. Throwing gold off the Titanic. Yo, we got to find this Project Veritas thing. So I know this is old, but we've never talked about this, and I very much want to talk about this. This wound me up. I was like, what the fuck? So this is Brent Efron, recorded by Project Veritas, saying that basically the end of the Biden presidency was like throwing gold off the Titanic. This is all the EPA stuff, where they were just trying to real fast, like get 20 billion out into the ecosystem. That's crazy to me. That's crazy to me. And that should really wind people up. We've got some stuff on health. Did you see the RFK? I think he was just speaking to HHS.
Yeah.
I thought it was a pretty good speech.
It was.
So
It seemed like it was like
two
a
things
list.
I flagged on that one.
Yeah, like it wasn't necessarily.
Wasn't necessarily what?
Like I feel like he was just. It was kind of like a. I'm here. I didn't take it as like a. He didn't say anything new to me in that. So
I don't know that he said anything new, but he said he goes through a list of America's health problems, and hearing it just rattled off like that I thought was really interesting. And then he talks about radical transparency. I want to flag those two things. They just very much speak to the ethos of what we're doing here. So yeah. Are we no longer subsidizing calm? I don't know what that means. Corn. Sorry. We are, I think, subsidizing corn unless that's another thing. Oh God, it drives me crazy when I hear something and then I don't realize that it's going to stick with me. But Elon was saying, I think during the Trump rally days, he said there should be no, did he say no government subsidies? I think he did. I think he said those exact words. Certainly that was the exact sentiment. He was saying not for electric cars, not for oil and gas, literally nothing. And he's probably right about that. That's one I'm going to put a probably on. I need to look a lot closer. But yeah, I think he's probably right about that.
Are you looking for the Trump is King post still?
Trump
The
is king?
Yeah, the White House one.
No.
Okay.
But say more. Wasn't what I was looking for, but I didn't know who's the White House says Trump is king. There's no way.
Let's see, it says White House congestion. Hold on, gotta they pop up here. Congestion pricing is dead. Manhattan and all of New York is saved. Long live the king, President Donald J. Trump. And it is a picture of Trump with a crown.
Who the fuck tweeted that?
It's like a mock
At White House?
There's no way.
It's like a mock up of him on like a time cover, but instead of
Want the
time
linky
cover,
poo?
it's just a-
Yes.
I will
You're
send-
saying this actually came from the White House?
I don't know if it's that. Here,
That is so tone deaf.
This is in-
What are they doing?
at Tom Bilyeu Show or in Tom
the
Bilyeu
Slack.
Show.
Yeah,
Slack,
I pull up.
Yeah, please. That's like an own goal. I mean, maybe it's red meat for the base, but gee.
Did you want the Project Veritas Gold Bars video?
I have that.
Yes.
I
Very
sent you an
aggressively.
article, and I can send you the linky poo in theirs.
That would be amazing.
Can you pull
And-
up that? Yeah, that article, Eric, or that link. That's what she's talking about.
All of this is in Tom.
Okay, wait.
Bilyeu Show,
I need
sorry.
to see who this is from.
The White House. At White House.
And they made that mock-up?
Someone said yes, that
Christ.
shit is real.
Good Lord. So I love the congestion thing. Great. But bro, you've already got a branding problem. People already think you want to be the fucking king. And now you're going to lean into this shit. Anyway, trolling, I suppose, at its finest, whatever. But I won't lie. There is a region of my brain that is tracking all of his like, oh, well, a third term, that wouldn't be so bad. So that kind of stuff makes me nervous. I don't like it. I'm not a fan. You are backing a dictator. Wake up. Rayo, are we talking about Trump? This is where we get, kids, I'm not backing anyone. What is happening? Let's take the ideas one at a time. Some things are going to work. Some things are not. All right. Wait. Corey. At Tom Bilyeu, it seems culture is mostly concerned about lifestyle and its outward appearance, the value and benefits that perceived lifestyle offers, and managing the feel of not living authentically. Interesting insight. When what I'm talking about though right now is help us. So the whole idea of the Tom Bilyeu Show is we want to be number one. Just full stop, end of story. Bigger than Rogan, big. We are so far from that. It's only funny. There's only humor to be taken from that. But okay, I thought that was aimed at me. I thought I was about to get in another fight with chat here. But I lost my train of thought, Drew. Help me out. Where were we headed?
You want to be number one, bigger than Rogan.
Yes.
The whole goal
Thank you. So we want to be talking about the things that culture cares about. So I'm saying culture, what's going viral? What's popping off? What's trending? What's the big news? Like we want to be right in the thick of it. So help us identify those things because I certainly have my things that trigger me in a good or bad way. And I'll constantly go after those. My algorithm's constantly feeding me those, but the odds that I'm missing something border on 100%. And so if you guys can help, that would be amazing. No, we're still talking about Zelensky.
Still.
I don't know who that's aimed at. Same with Panama. You want to be king, but that's Trump, baby. But that's, yeah. If you mean I want to be king of podcasting.
ASAP Rocky found not guilty.
Oh, what was he on trial for?
A gun charge.
Fun.
Oh, shit. I didn't even know. Tom, if you're backing boys and girls, chat, help him out. Deplorable, come on. You know better than that.
They called you a deplorable?
No, his name is Deplorable Kulak, which I love, and he and I have gone back and forth about how dope his name is. I'm not backing anybody. So here, I'm trying to back the American people, I won't lie, first and foremost. But all of humanity, I want to see do well. But we're dealing in a world of realpolitik. So I don't need somebody to have 100% good ideas for me to say whatever they're saying is a good idea. And I don't need to dislike somebody to say that thing they just said doesn't make any sense. So there it is. Not backing anybody. Lean harder into conspiracy corner. All right, so give us some conspiracies. I love them. Conspiracies are fun. Let's go. As long as they're not dumb ones, I'm all for it. I'm for way out there shit. Let's go. Chad, if you want to hear me talk about aliens, I'm happy to. It's not my natural inclination, but I'm happy. Let's get into it.
You believe in aliens, right? We're not alone in the universe.
1,000%.
Copy.
The universe is replete.
Eric, you
with
believe in aliens?
Aliens.
4 for 4. Nice. Well, wait. Whoa.
Eric's not sure.
3.5.
Eric doesn't want to be involved.
Eric's like, I'm
Eric
not a
said-
character in this drama.
He said,
Motherfucker. Stop saying my name. Get my
Don't even call
name
me out.
out your motherfucking mouth. That's Eric's stance.
He said, I'm busy.
Conspiracy. Tom Bilyeu is a humanoid robot.
Bowl you.
We're about to find out, Ricky. We're about to find out. I would need a lot less sleep if that were true.
Pomeranians are
Adam,
alive.
wait. Adam is giving a very gangster idea that somebody should do. Down. Someone should report the news with Muppets. It would take a lot of the hysteria out of it.
What if we just went live one time and it was just
Okay,
too
Drew.
much?
Now you're just
You
flirting.
guys are VTubers? Oh my
just
God.
flirting.
That'd be so cute.
No, but Muppets is way funnier.
Yeah, but then you can make yourself anything you want.
We could actually pull that one off, and it admittedly is fun. And when we
Yeah.
get the virtual set, we should probably do it. But the Muppets thing is rad, dude. I am subscribing to your channel if you do that. 100%. I will promote if you aren't horrific That was the weirdest way of saying the word horrific I've ever heard in my life. If you're not horrific, I will promote the shit out of that on this channel. If you really do news as a fucking Muppet, I love everything about that. I'm not going to do it, but I think it's a brilliant idea.
Do you think people would still take it as seriously though?
No, that's the point. That's what he's saying. Like,
I know,
if
but, like,
you're
so you
doing the
brush
news
it off.
as a Muppet, then people are going to get, like, calm the fuck down.
That's the genius of it. Yeah.
Exactly.
You don't think people would just click away?
It would get a following. If done well, I really think that's a banger idea.
You should do it then.
I'm not going to fund it.
All right.
And I'm not going to be the one to do it. Not every good idea has to be implemented by me. Where do I subscribe to
Hold
get
on, that's
Discord?
a really good thing to say. Not every good idea should be implemented by me, because
Oh,
sometimes people get beholden to good ideas.
Yeah, no,
That's
you
great,
limit
that's
your
great.
focus, limit your focus, limit your focus.
That's great.
So there are 3 things that I focus on, period, end of story. And my wife is really trying to get me to only focus on 2. So maybe one day we'll talk about that out loud. Not today. DF, can we get AI Muppet avatars to do the news? You certainly could, DF. AI is shocking. The state of AI is shocking. And that's what Eunice was talking about with VTubers. Okay, so I don't see chat offering a lot of
the Jack Dorsey
different
is
ideas.
Toshi. I've been hearing that.
That's the
circle.
thing?
Jack Dorsey.
Conspiracy Corner. Do we have something tangible?
People just think it.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe, but I don't know. Doesn't, unless we have something to go on. Tom, will Israel build the 3rd temple? I don't know what the 3rd temple is, deplorable. So look, Israel, as far as I can tell, about to take over all of Gaza. And I'm sure they'll build all kinds of shit. Like when you look at a map, you want to talk about expansionist. When you look at a map, I can just see the areas that Israel will be like, hey, that looks pretty good. It just is what it is, man. So
Nobody calls Netanyahu a dictator, though, huh?
oh shit, like yeah, in fact, well said. If you're gonna throw that out at our boy Zelensky, you gotta aim that shit at him as well. And then also, this is something I think people have a rightful beef with Trump on, is that, all right, you're talking a ton of shit on Zelensky, but you're not talking any of that shit on Putin. Now, it's probably smart from a negotiating standpoint. It's like Zelensky has no leverage. Putin has a ton of leverage. You're trying to get this thing done. You're not going to talk shit on the guy with leverage that can fuck you up and make your life hard. But by way of public opinion, somebody like me is like, ugh, that's icky.
Yeah.
Like Putin just straight poisons people. He's the one that invaded. Like, yikes. But I get it. If you're trying to get the deal done, you got to do what it takes. Do you like I Am Legend? Okay, I think to keep discipline in the flow of these episodes, if you had asked that in the first hour, I would have answered it.
I think they did, actually.
Right now, you're going to bat. So
Yeah.
you're trying to fuck us up.
I'm
so what we're going to say is, Eunice should have called that out in the first hour since she was aware of it.
Hey,
And that is her role,
You
everybody.
were chit-chatting away about other stuff.
Hey, look, here's what I think my role is. My role in hour 1,
Oh, I can't wait to get that button.
what's the button say?
The be quiet button so I can remember.
Oh, so you can interrupt?
Yeah, the interruption button. that we
Let's
ordered.
go.
Yeah.
Who are we holding on?
We already ordered it. Or Andrew already ordered it.
Amazing. This is
Shipping. We're
fantastic.
waiting on
All right.
shipping.
So
Yeah.
we share your enthusiasm. So we're going to have a light here so that she can say, I've got something I need to interject with, but I don't want to interrupt your train of thought, which is amazing. I love it. You nice, always be solving problems. So we'll have that light. Boom, hit it. I know you guys have something to say. She's going to jump in. All right. So I was going somewhere, but I forget. So we're just going to roll on and pretend it didn't happen. My job in the chat is to face head on the criticisms. I will do that. I will not try to scroll past things as long as it's on topic. If it's somebody heckling or whatever and they're just trying to be a dick, we're going to ignore you. But if you're actually trying to make the episode better, you're trying to forward my and by proxy everybody in the chat's thinking, I love it. I won't shy away from criticism. That's my job, and to keep things entertaining. Eunice's job is to make sure that you guys are represented well. And so if there's something that you're calling for, that we're going to get it. But the flow is first hour, which is pure engagement with you guys. Once we get into the second hour, because we have an episode, remember this is episode prep. That is precisely why we go live. So once we get past, if we start at 8, once we get past the 9 o'clock hour, we've got to be zooming in on the things that we're going to cover in the episode. So Eunice will let us know that there is something that you guys are trying to put forward, and that's what we'll focus on here. And then as we get into the 10 o'clock hour, then Drew and I are really going to start to disengage. Eunice will keep things going. And if you guys have something that you hear Drew and I talking about, you think is crazy or whatever, or you know it's been debunked or whatever, then by all means, throw it up. That would be amazing. Doge stimulus check versus paying down the debt. We're definitely talking about that, Kit Moon. That is one of my favorite topics. It's on the list twice because every time I encounter it, I'm like, we got to talk about that. So yes, 100%. Help me reconcile.
The creation of the Tom Bilyeu Show, which I love, with Project Kaizen, are the two related?
Okay, so Lisa, it goes like this. The glowing orb inside of my soul is to help people. I was doing pure mindset content in the beginning, and the mindset content became spiritual entertainment, meaning people were hearing the ideas, but they were doing very little with them. COVID hits. I realized the world does not work the way that I think it does. I aim what I call the physics of progress at that, start on finance, going down that road, yada, yada, yada. Anyway, so that's the thing that I'm good at, that the world has said that it actually enjoys getting from me, is YouTube videos. The thing I want to create very much is the video game. So with my time, I do both the thing that the world has said, hey, we want more of this from you, YouTube videos. And then on the side, I'm seeing if I can be successful in the game arena, which odds are stacked against me, but that's never the reason to either pursue or not pursue something. Because I think to help 11 to 15-year-olds, you have to do it through entertainment. And so I've got a much longer thing about that. In fact, I shouldn't have even answered this question because it's not the right time in the show. Again, easy to get the teacher off course when it's something they love.
You ever want to distract Tom? Talk about inflation. Talk about video games.
Don't do it, chat. Don't do it.
Question, Tom.
Not during hour 2.
Why
That's
are we-
hour 1. Hour 1.
Why is money so hard?
I will
Why
try to
can't
be
I get
more
enough?
Jacob asks, it feels like Tom mostly consumes content / experts from one side. Is this true? How does he make sure he's gathering data in a balanced way?
I'm so curious why they think that. So I think what you're mistaking is that my synthesis in your mind leans, and I'm going to assume that you think I lean right. Although 3 days ago, I was accused of having leftist credentials, which I think is right, by the way, that half of you should assume I'm left, half of you should assume I'm right, which then should lead everybody to realize that I'm in the middle. I am in the middle intentionally. And if you have information that you think I'm not aware of, please send it, because I seek disconfirming evidence. I seek out the people who see things differently than me. Did you hear how aliens caused inflation? Houston, I did not. Shocking.
See, Houston? See?
On the ET presence, a woo-woo but way too logical perspective. The briefings from allies of humanity consider if it is logical in light of current events before doing the ET show. I didn't understand any of those words. I know all of them individually, but strung together in that way. Drew, can you interpret?
Extraterrestrial? Into like maybe saying in presence of the aliens, then we scroll down and now I lost it.
Yep. All right. Grow up, no aliens. Do comply. Do comply, but his avatar is fuck the system. I'm getting some irony in all of this. Do comply.
I do think that there are aliens in the water, yes.
Water animals are
Same.
alien-like.
Yeah, we haven't gone down there yet.
Yeah, I fear that my wife can hear me right now, but I do worry that octopi are so intelligent that eating them is probably evil.
Evil.
This is where I know. This is where I'm going to ask, have you guys read or seen The Promised Neverland?
The anime?
Yes.
It's on my list, but I know about
God.
it. Yeah.
It's so good.
Is it really that good?
Yeah. The first season,
Okay.
unbelievable. That's how I feel about octopi.
The Promised Neverland. Is
Yeah.
it? How many seasons are there?
I don't know.
3 now, I think?
I'm so far behind on all this stuff. Okay, if this was the first hour, I'd go deeper. But it's not. This is hour 2. Got to stop.
I feel like we got a good backbone though.
How do we?
Hey,
Yeah.
also, just to say,
We have
you
so
did
little
pick
on it.
Ursula on your Hear Me Out cake.
Yeah.
And Miss Piggy.
And Miss Piggy.
No,
The
wait.
Muppet thing.
I
See?
rejected Miss Piggy.
Oh, you did?
Miss Piggy's way too bossy.
Wait, who did you
I don't
pick?
get down like that.
Miss Potts?
You no,
It was
no.
Miss Potts.
No,
and
they
Miss
weren't at
Piggy.
the same
No, it's
time.
Mrs.
Oh.
Potts and Mrs. Puff.
Oh yeah.
Miss Piggy was with
Mrs. Potts is like Gilf. What are you guys doing to me?
You
I'm not here
picked
for that.
You picked who?
I don't remember who she was up against.
Okay, hold
and
on.
you may have forced me into guilt.
No, we didn't.
But
You have free
let
will,
me tell
sir.
you.
Scroll
I
up to
didn't force you to do
Sanders'
anything.
comment, Eric. Scroll up a little bit more. She posted this question
Don't
like
die.
8 times.
Sander, I hope not.
What are your views on the Don't
PBD
Die?
podcast versus Stephen Greer. Don't know what that means.
That
Oh,
one.
he
High
picked
you
time.
green
looking at?
M&M.
What? Sander?
Yeah, what are your views on Don't Die and the promise of it spreading globally to the main school of
Thought, I think 2020.
by 2027? What was-
Okay, so I love Don't Die very much. I think Brian is extremely sincere in his desire to help people quite literally live forever. I want to live forever. Into my mid 40s, that was the thing that motivated me the most, was thinking that, I might not ever die, and therefore I can do all the things that I want to do. And that was incredibly motivating for me. And then I realized somewhere in my mid to late 40s that that's probably not as motivating as it used to be. And now what motivates me the most is like, as of right now, I am on a collision course with death. And so I need to move fast. So ironically, the thing that got me to move fast in the beginning was the thought that I could do everything I ever wanted. And now the thing that gets me the same motivation, but completely flipped into, right now I'm on a one-way course to being dead. Yes, I'm in my 40s. I'm in my late 40s, Houston. Oh my God, where can you eat dolphin? Jesus, Adam. Adam's going a little too hard in
I
the
don't
paint
like
for
that
me.
one.
No, I'm not a big fan either. Tom, I wonder, have you ever read the Bible? How could you not know about the third temple to be built by the Jews before the Antichrist comes? Deplorable kulak. I have not read the Bible. So, yeah, there it is.
Stuvenstein over on Twitch said, Tom, conspiracy I found a while back. America and the UK destabilized the Middle East to secure access to oil. This started after the discovery of oil in the Middle East around 1901. What's your take?
Yeah, that doesn't sound like a conspiracy to me at all.
I love when conspiracy theories are facts.
Yeah,
It's the best.
I would read
Exactly what happened.
the thing that tripped me out was reading about Churchill. You realize that Churchill was the guy that took the UK Navy from steam powered to gas powered. Like, he actually was like, wait a second, you're going to be able to generate a lot more force with this new oil thing. And so, yeah, I could definitely see that. That makes all the sense in the world to me. First time joining the stream, it's Yeah Boy, I think.
Yeah, boy.
It's Yeah.
It's-
Welcome.
It's
None.
your
Yeah,
boy
boy.
B.
Your boy.
Your boy B. Your
your
boy
boy
B.
B.
Yeah, boy.
There we go. Your boy B. Welcome. Polygon said something. I don't know what. Polygon, you scrolled by it. May not be worth scrolling back for. We have all the oil we need off the coast of Alaska. We are not allowed to touch it. Polygon, I have a feeling under Trump, you're going to be able to touch anything and everything you want. That man be like the touching.
Yeah,
Oh!
America,
Hey.
we've been
There,
wanting
Drew.
to use everybody else's stuff and not use our own resources. Now we're at a point in time where we're like, okay, we can start using our own resources. We're energy rich in a lot of these areas. We just choose to use other people's because it's cheaper, and
we bout
our
to
army
frack.
can just take them.
We bout a frack. Sorry if I ruined the punchline for everybody on the Bible.
Ew.
Fractal, fractal.
Let's go.
That's,
Hit it, Drew.
That's the fractal button.
We need that. We need the whole sound machine. We need the whole sound machine. This is hilarious. I loved the comment yesterday. This guy's going to teach a class on avoiding procrastination. Because right now, Drew, we are supposed to be shaping an episode.
Oh, yeah, that one was good.
Grab him by the oil well. Wait, no, come on. It's horrible, Miggy. I hate everything about it except for how much I love it. That is fucking hilarious. Grab him by the oil well. Miggy for the win.
That's what-
Let's go.
Yeah, that might
That's
be comment
hilarious.
of the
That
day.
should
That
come
was
up
good. Yeah, that was a
on
good
the
one.
virtual set.
That might be comment of the day right there.
Miggy, I like that. We should give out an award for the comment of the day. That's a front runner.
Yeah,
I'm
that
not
was
gonna
good.
lie.
Last one was
That's a front runner.
procrastination. Yeah.
You got to
I
keep
don't-
notes.
I personally don't like it.
Yeah, no, come on. You have. She's like, no, for real. I actually hate
Okay.
all
I
of
hate
that.
that one.
You only get one vote though. You might get outvoted. Eric, what do you think? Grab a mic. Come on. Tell the people, Eric.
Eric is trying to avoid eye contact at all costs.
Don't put Eric on blast.
I can't-
Leave him
No, I love it. He's going to become the off-camera character that people have a relationship with.
Miggy, that was a low blow. That was a low blow.
What
I
did
take
Miggy say?
awards that Drew won't distribute.
Oh,
That's a
was
low
Miggy the
blow.
one calling you out before?
No, that was somebody else.
I said I took 1 day off, guys. 1 day off. All right.
It's fair though. Criticism is fair. We'll take it. Eric doesn't exist. It's true. He's not real. We are trolling you.
There
guys.
is no spoon.
Has anyone seen Spy Next Door? No. That is hour one. Which comment did Eunice like?
I liked a few of them actually. I'm replying
What's your
in the
front
chat.
runner?
Oh, I don't remember. They're gone in my head now. But when I do like them, I say at blah blah blah. That was good, or haha.
Got to go back and do the search here.
I'm more of I'm replying in the chat to them, so that way they know I'm there too. Monsieur said, "Loved your Valentine's Day stream. I want to see more things like that. Felt really deep and informative."
Wait, which one?
Monsieur, on Twitch.
But sorry, what was they liked something.
Your Valentine's Day stream.
Got it. Well, thank you. We had a lot of fun doing it. Shout out to Eunice and our very own Drew for putting that together. It was incredible. We enjoyed it. That was all them. So well played. By accounts, Israel has unregistered nukes and our fanatical beliefs. Is that conspiracy? Doesn't sound like a conspiracy to me. Maybe the fanatical beliefs some people will take exception to, but it does seem that people are pretty convinced that they have nukes. So I would not be surprised. Jared, Tom, would you consider steel manning or speaking from an international perspective instead of America First perspective? I will happily steel man if you get specific, like what issue you want, and I will do my best. But I am unapologetically in the camp that everyone should vote for their team. So if you're I'm going to do it again, y'all. If you're in Yugoslavia, which I know doesn't exist anymore, but it's just too fun not to say, whatever is your country, you should want your country to be first. You want that tension. You want that tension. So Germany AFD, I don't know anything about that party. I know that it has a reputation for being far right. So just to be very clear, anybody that wants to rule from an authoritarian top-down position does not have my vote. So whether they actually want that or not, I literally have no idea. I don't even know what AFD stands for. I've encountered only a few headlines, so no clue. Can you give a shout out to Texas? Shout out to Texas. We got love for Texas. Jacob, what do you think the probability that America takes over Canada in the next 4 years is? 0.
Takes
Definitely
over,
sub
yeah.
1%.
Takes over is interesting.
Even friendly acquires them. It is way less than 1%. There's no way.
Kit Moon, we covered the Clinton Doge version of that a couple days ago. But thank you for dropping those links. She was saying we should cover how back in the 90s they were trying to do the same government efficiency.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah.
Yep. We talked about that,
Yeah,
but you are correct.
Links,
Tom, would you consider speaking of attending XRP Las Vegas with leaders in finance like I Trust Capital? If they reached out, I would look at it. I just don't know enough about XRP. Also, that kind of stuff, like you really want to speak from the area where you are confident. So if I'm going to be on stage, you're going to invite me on stage to talk about basically things in my 3 buckets, and that would be outside of that.
I just want to say, everybody's saying that I'm not replying to their comments. You guys, there's so many of you. I can't reply to each one of you, but I'm reading them.
You guys, yeah, thank you. We love it. Obviously, in success, chat is going to go flying by, and so we'll come up with a way to address at least the things that you guys are most interested in seeing talked about. We're inevitably going to miss any individual comment. Tom, where will the bottom 90% be in 4 years? That, Rai, is an amazingly good question. I think it's going to go something like this. A lot of what Trump is doing isn't going to work, but I think he is very sincere in making the economy very strong for Americans. I think he is trying to use tariffs as a way to drive costs down and bring manufacturing back here to the U.S. I think that the bottom 90% are going to be in a better position than they are now. Will it be a good position? I think it's going to be very hard to unwind this whole printing money asset thing as long as we have inflation. So this is why I'm excited to talk about the Doge kickback to American taxpayers. I think it's a very shrewd political move. I actually think it's worse for people long term. You're not going to see me get too mad at it because they're going to need to do something to make people believers in what they're doing, because I think what they're doing is going to take time. So it's like I hate and love it all at the same time. But yeah, we got to pay down the debt. And I think the only way that you really pay down the debt is by unleashing productivity, which I think they are going to do by massively reducing regulations. Everything's a trade-off though. And so there will be some heartache from all the deregulation. We'll have to navigate our way through that. But the short of it is the bottom 90% will be in a better position in 4 years. But they might be in a slightly worse position at the midterms, and that will break everything that they're trying to do. So we will see. This is a very complicated game. Timcoin, even that, John, not anything that I will be involved with. That is for sure. Okay.
Since it is 9:34, I would love to potentially hear what you guys are planning on covering. Perhaps we can gather some linkies from the chat if they want to provide.
Yeah, I'm going to start roughing out. We're still quite early. That's the good news. I feel like we need more topics because all we have right now are, this is not in order. Trump saying Zelensky's a dictator, the Doge, kickback to taxpayers, illegal immigrants, no more benefits, reviving the warrior ethos, Trump insinuating that Zelensky started the war, throwing gold off the Titanic. It's old, but I think it bears repeating in the context of what Doge is trying to do, on some of the things that they found specifically with the EPA. RFK going in and speaking to HHS, I thought was awesome. There's 2 beats in there that I want to talk about. He lists all of America's health problems and then talks about radical transparency, James Burnham button, and then robotics, I think it's Figure, their household robots. That was fucking wicked. So that's what we have so far. And we're running an experiment right now where we talk about more topics. Typically, we were going through like 5 things really deeply. And I want to see if you guys like that or you like, let's call it 10 topics, but we move a little bit faster. So same amount of time, but covering more topics. Again, it's all experimentation. We'll see. More AI related, Yeti Bandit. I will always take more AI. So if you've got something
I
there
have a
specific.
topic that slipped off the radar on Wednesday.
Tell us.
The developer, all the Marvel Rival team got like completely fired. I don't know if you heard.
Oh my
about that.
God.
The launch of that massively.
Yeah.
Is it true?
The 100%.
Why? What happened?
They all got laid off, including the
Is
game
it
director.
failing?
Huh?
Is it failing?
In my eyes, from what I've known and read, because I love video games,
Yeah.
it is a huge success. The main competitor, which is obviously Overwatch, has been like in the corner scared, like, oh my God, what are we going to do about Marvel Rivals? They're doing so great. Everybody's talking about their monetization practices, how they're so good. All the skins are good. The game is fun. The game loop is fun. The matches are quick, blah, blah, blah. Good, good, good. Laid everybody off. That's NetEase for you. NetEase.
What's NetEase?
That's the company who made Marvel Rivals.
Well, okay. So here's where, as the greedy capitalist, I'm going to jump in and say,
yeah.
Oh,
Here we go.
That's from
how many people are on the team still? Because
Look it up.
if I'm looking at that and I'm saying, okay, we're doing good, the game is thriving, but our margins aren't where we need them to be for us to please the street. And this is where people have to understand what capitalism actually is. Capitalism isn't America. Capitalism is the ability to aggregate capital through the capital markets. So you're creating incentives for people. Essentially, they're not loaning you money. In fact, you're creating incentives for them to be able to buy a piece of your company, and you are able to take in that revenue. You can borrow against it as well. And so managing what the net worth of your company is based on the outstanding stock is very important. And so if they realize, okay, and this is why I say that the stock market is gambling, because it's not based on fundamentals. If the street just doesn't like the amount of profit that you're generating, then you can do things like laying a bunch of people off to bump the stock price back up. And so take the game designer. If you're like, well, the game's locked and we're going to live services for the next 6 years, I don't want to carry this guy for the next 6 years before I need to reboot it. Now, I'm not saying it's smart. I'm just saying that there are capitalistic forces that could make that a wise move from a profit margin perspective, even if
just
from
so you
a
have some
game
facts
perspective,
here.
it's gnarly.
They surpassed 40 million players in Marvel
It's
Rivals.
massive.
And
But has it been dropping?
Their net revenue is $2.9 billion.
No one cares about their net, least of all the street. What is their, their net. I was thinking gross. Wow. That's massive.
Yep.
Huh. Well,
And
I'd have to look into this
the
more.
team that got laid off was the North American team. So like the team, because NetEase is like a global company. So there's obviously teams that are out there in the eastern side, like China and stuff like
Yeah.
that. There's other places. So like the North American side, gone.
Huh?
Yeah.
Well, all I can tell you is either the game is not doing it. So is that a public filing, the net profits?
Yep.
Well, then they are just deciding, plain and simple, we don't need all of these people to keep raking in these profits. And by letting them go, we're going to get even more profits. I mean, it's just that simple. So we'll see. I mean, this can
Isn't
often
that-
be short-sighted decisions that end up hurting the product. And this is how you
was gonna
create
say-
space for the incumbents.
Isn't that kind of strange though to lay off the entire North American team when isn't Marvel like a North American like created product? Like Marvel. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're looking at it. Imagine them looking at it as a spreadsheet. North America, China, doesn't matter. Like, where are we more profitable? Who's outputting more? Who do we think we're going to need in the future?
Yeah.
And look, capital allocation is the name of the game. Again, I'm not saying that this is the right move. I'm just saying this is how they're thinking about the problem. I'd have to know way more about their business to know if this is the right play or not. But yeah, they're not going to carry people out of the goodness of their heart. They're not going to carry people because they think, oh my God, you did this amazing thing for us, and therefore we're going to keep paying you. They're going to look at a spreadsheet and go, what's the output? What are we expecting the revenue generation out of the North American team to be over the next, 3 years? It's going to be negligible. Cool, cut them.
It's crazy.
And that's how they think about it.
I know. It's nasty.
Also, they could know things about, this is so speculation. Please, everybody clock me as this is speculation. But they could also be looking out at AI and being like, we're not going to need all these people.
No, absolutely.
So this is where I'm always a little taken aback by people who say that there's not going to be any, that's not quite what they say. Here's what the very smart people looking at this problem say. If you look backwards, you will see that technology always ends up creating more jobs. Okay, cool. I'm willing to buy that. But that does not help the person who loses their current job that they spent 30 years building a skill set up for. And so even if that ends up being true, you're still going to go through this wildly disruptive phase. And I think that's probably what we're about to live through. Anyway, I don't know that that's why they're making this decision, but this is a dollars and cents decision made based on a spreadsheet. And now here, I get it, but like, here's the reality. If you believe that's the wrong way to do it and people should be thinking about the people at the company, then spin up a game company and say, hey, we're going to protect you. We're going to put the worker first. And then now that becomes your competitive advantage. Now, the reason that you'll see that at the beginning of a company and then they will become soulless over time is it's a terrible fucking business model. It will help you get started, but every business gets to the point where you move out of the entrepreneurial phase, think of Apple, and you move into the operational phase, think Apple. So you have Apple under Steve Jobs is a very different company than Apple under Tim Cook. The really bad news for everybody that comes down on the human side is that Apple under Tim Cook made a lot more fucking money. So, but the bad news is that without Steve Jobs, they're going to die, and they're dying now. Like, they are becoming rapidly before our eyes a mediocre company in terms of what they put out, but they're so good at the efficiencies. They're making money hand over fist.
True.
Now, I think Apple could end up getting themselves into a tricky situation if they don't move their manufacturing to somewhere other than China, but I think they've opened something in India. They might have done something in Mexico, though that I could have hallucinated. So I think they see the writing on the wall, but those kind of facilities are unimaginably expensive.
Did I imagine that Apple said that they're going to release a new product?
I'm sure they have.
The 16E or whatever just released, the $599 iPhone.
But didn't they say like something new is joining the?
Yeah, but here's the thing. The fact that none of us know tells you how far they've fallen. Because when the original iPhone came out, my wife and brother-in-law were essentially sleeping on the sidewalk to get one. And now we don't even know like what their latest thing is. Yeah.
Someone said iPhone 17 Air.
Wow. Any dating topics, guys? Relationships. Maybe we do some of that.
Yeah, 16E was announced a couple days ago. To like no fanfare. Apple India, yes. Chat, when you guys come in with like it's this, that, corrections, confirmations, that is so valuable. Thank you. I am extremely grateful. Mitch McConnell announces his retirement. Hey, look at that. He only had to get to 115. He only had to fall over 9 times. That is crazy. The gerontocracy scares me. And I'm going to be old as fuck one day. And I'm going to be very sad that life has passed me by. I get it. It is just the sad reality of the human condition. Hopefully by then I will be full cyberpunk with all kinds of things implanted in my brain. But if I'm not, outcompete me. Outcompete me.
Have you heard about the dating app Unjected?
Unjected.
What is
Say
that?
more.
Real men, real woman, real unvaccinated love.
Oh my
Hey,
God.
what?
Oh my
That's
God.
crazy.
Talk about leaning into the wrong thing. Like, look, I think that the whole vax thing is super scandalous and is going to be a stain on this country. But I'm not going to ally with somebody simply because they didn't get a vaccination. That's crazy. To me. Teach their own.
To you, Drew, Kate in the chat said, no, we lost hope on dating.
Streets is trash.
Can we get an update? Did we already do an update this week?
So we got
On
the
the streets?
fractal button, we got the James Burnham button, we got the inflation button. Streets is still trash button.
There it is.
That's your button?
Slap that
Streets
button.
still-
Streets still
Really?
trash. Still trash.
We need like a rotating
I find our
lower
make-believe
that says,
sound
like,
machine
streets is still
way too
trash.
amazing.
This just
It can
in.
go
This
by,
just
right.
in. Yeah, streets is still-
Hold on, everybody. This is just coming in. The streets are still trash.
Still
You
on the
heard it
LED
here
screen
first,
now,
everybody.
That's
This
it. That's
Yeah,
all
yeah.
I need. That's the confirmation.
streets remain trash. That is amazing. I feel for all of you guys. Being married is amazing. I highly encourage it. Please fall in love. Streets like a Halo map, slightly different. Yeah. Yes, ordered Machiavellians. Let's go, Kate.
Nice.
Report back. I am here for that. Ipso facto button. Ribsy for the win. Ribsy for the win.
Thank you.
That was like the word of the day yesterday, even off stream.
Yeah.
We could not stop with that one. We gotta really cement that one, Eunice. We can't let that slip into the ether.
Nobody has said period yet.
Ipso
today,
facto
so when you say it.
is magic. My triple boosted girlfriend now has a third eye. I'm gonna stop reading. I have a bad feeling about this comment. Oh, too many typos. My brain went somewhere weird though. The greedy capitalist corner was dope, Tom. Super informative to see it from the business side. Hey, we can do it.
Oh my
That
God,
actually
make that
might
a segment.
That might actually be a
Put it on the
segment.
LED. Greedy capitalist corner.
Because people
I
don't
like
understand.
it.
People really don't understand capitalism, and they
Yeah.
think it's like some nefarious thing. So
Also
like,
true. Also true.
Oh my God, that'd be a
A
good one.
confederacy of
good.
dunces. Now there's a read. Adam, I have not read that. Kamala was out here on these streets. She had her time, man. There's no doubt about that. Marriage, thumbs down. Oh, Echo, listen, I get it. If done poorly, it's devastating. But when done right, oh my goodness. Do you believe in efficient markets? And Tuber, that feels like a trap. I believe the markets do what markets do. And so if you have no regulation, then because it is a winner take all game, you can get some very scary distortions. And so you do need refs on the field. There's no doubt. You just don't want so many refs that people can't play. And that's where we're at right now. First girlfriend, only wife, 18 years in. Let's go, boom.
that's a win.
Lisa was my first girlfriend, but she is the only woman I've ever told I loved. So there it is. Elevator pitch for Project Kaizen. Oh, God. Ask me again in hour one. Ask me again in hour one. But I'm going to be disciplined. Adam, the author killed himself.
Yep.
What book was that? And his mother had it published years later. It won some big awards. Is this the Confederacy of Dunces or whatever it was? The only reason I have an iPhone. Nope, that went by too fast. Tom, you have a good marriage, and marriage advice is a blue ocean right now. Yes. So Scott, we are actively seeking a freakishly experienced YouTube producer, and we will relaunch the Relationship Theory channel. But we need a producer and technically an editor, but the producer is going to be a lot harder to find. Eunice is not married. Drew is not married, but I will let them tell their own tales. Kids a must
What
if
is
you
there-
want unconditional love. Lock.
Kinda said it.
I don't know about that. Unconditional relationship, yes. But having kids does not mean they will love you unconditionally. I don't even think, in fact, I know it does not mean that the parent will love them unconditionally. But when things are healthy, I'm an outsider. But as an outsider looking in, it looks amazing. Gabrielle loved Relationship Theory. I know Lisa can hear me now. She has the cocktail party effect for anything related to relationships. There it is. What'd I tell you, chat? What did I tell you? I could have talked about tariffs and there would be no response. But if I talk about relationships, you can guarantee she's going to hear it. Drew and Eunice are not married. Yes, we covered that. I don't have kids, Houston. I don't have kids. Will you forgive me if I raise an AI kid that I can speed up and slow down? Huh? Drew, how do you feel about that?
So weird. Do I have to be nice to
It
him?
is weird. Yeah. You do. I'm gonna feel some kind of way if you're not nice to my AI child, Drew. I'm gonna be very honest with you.
I'm looking for the off button. I'm trying to.
Oh, that's just mean. You're going to deactivate my AI child? You
Videos
don't
around
even
here.
know them yet, Drew. They could be lovely. They could be over there doing nice things for you. Man, turning them off already. That's just icy.
It's funny.
That is just icy. Tom, you on Goodreads? No. I do have a book list, but it isn't up to date. Danny, if there were more time in the world, I would probably do that a lot more. A child Agachi. Oscar. Yes. Thank you for the word.
Agachi
Thank you for the
is
word. A child Agachi. I like that way too much. Yes.
What would
And
your
I'm
AI
only partly
child-
kidding.
Your AI child's name be?
Lisa will insist that it be Thomas Bilyeu the Fourth. I'm the third, believe it or not, boys and girls. I would probably name it Crew after my favorite movie when I was a little kid. And if anybody in chat, I'm not going to say what movie that is, but if you know, you know. I want to hear about it. Just clone yourself. Yikes. No way.
Oh my gosh, someone said a Tom Agachi.
Oh my God, Yeti Bandit. Indeed. What would you name your AI? Would I name him Tim? No, I would not, Houston. No, I would not. I have too many scars.
Tom.
Will your AI child always be a child, or will you upgrade him to getting old? See, that is the question.
Ooh.
That is the question. I honestly don't know. I don't know what you do with that.
That's that AI
I
movie,
really have to
Artificial
think about it.
Intelligence with Jude Law and Haley Joel Osment.
And they keep it forever. Oh, no, I've seen that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That movie.
He's a
is
kid
crazy.
forever and ever
Yeah.
and ever and ever.
And never,
As
never,
he
never,
sinks to
never.
the bottom of the ocean. Spoiler alert.
But he wants
Cash
to-
Patel is getting through. They are so scared. Yeah, I imagine a lot of people are scared. I'm just getting annoyed because I want the fucking JFK files. What is going on?
Give me the JFK.
Bro, like this is getting crazy. I want the JFK files. I want the I didn't commit suicide Epstein files. I want those files. Come on, Meow. Like that is going to be the greatest show on earth.
You have to give
You
us
want to talk
all the alien
conspiracy corner?
files. See?
Bro,
Distractions.
bro, how is Trump going to not be in them files? So
Hey.
anyway, be interesting to see. Be interesting to see. Shit about to get real. All the files, Alejandro.
Somebody said,
You
Tom,
and
would your AI kid be scared of EMPs?
They would have to be, right? I mean, unless they're hardened against it. That's kind of cool because they need a fear. Like kids are normally afraid of like spiders and thunderstorms and shit like that. And moms get to go in and comfort them. And so now I'm imagining Lisa, I'm going to tell them they have to toughen the fuck up. And Lisa's going to be in there like, it's going to be
okay.
okay.
It's just an EMP.
We've had
It's
your
okay."
circuitry hardened against EMP blasts. You're going to be fine. Epstein list, where the fuck is it? That's why we're waiting for Cash, our boy Cash. He's going to release all them files. All the files. That is certainly the hope. I'm too far to date. Uh-oh. We got love blossoming in the chat here.
There's never too far. Never too far. There's always
Hey,
hope.
Lisa was in London. I was in LA. That wasn't exactly close. And I was poor. So that wasn't fun. Encourage the AI kid to play with the wall outlets. Chat for the win. You guys are fucking amazing. Dude, come on now.
So dark.
Anunnaki
Like, come
files.
on.
Here.
Come on, crew, right here. Yeah, just
on,
press his
crew.
button. Come on, just press his button
I
right here.
came for the YouTube channel. I'm staying for the comments. That's all I'm going to say. Originally, I was trying to build a YouTube channel. Now I just want to say shit and then see what chat responds with. This is amazing. Ova, you could name it Tom Bilyeu the Fourth and nickname it Ivy. Let's go.
That's
Let's
witty.
go.
That is witty.
It is. Come on now. Establishment. Stop, Desmo. Is the establishment waiting for the plate with devil fruits or something? What happened? Okay, I'm going to need everybody to recognize the reference there to One Piece just real fast. I give up. Uh-oh, somebody's trying to be heard and they're not being heard. Is that because what's Akshay? Akshay, give it to us right now. You have our full attention, but you got to type it right now, Akshay. Let's go.
They said politics is too important.
For what, though? I need context. I saw that go by, but I didn't know what it was referencing. JFK files are just leverage at the moment. If he replies, make sure you interrupt. Even if I'm mid-sentence on the most important sentence I've ever uttered in my life, interrupt me. Get him in here. I have not read Blue Lock Jared, but I have it. I have like the whole series and would one day like to read it. But my eyes are a bit bigger than my time. No cap is totally new meaning in capitalist corner. No cap has totally new meaning. That must be in reference to something else.
You guys are going to talk about Doge during the show, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Multiple.
so they're gonna talk about
multiple
Doge.
things. Yep. Doge tax dividend is probably where we open the show. Either that or Trump. In fact, guys, right now, in my mind anyway, I haven't started the intro yet, but in my mind, this is going to be a battle between the Doge dividends and Trump saying that Zelensky started the war. You guys tell me what you think is more important. All right. Has he replied or did he
No,
type that
sir.
and then bounce?
Nope.
We broke his will to live. That makes me very sad. I was like, Drizzy Drew. That's you. You're in the comments.
Somebody called me jaded about.
Who called you jaded? That's crazy.
You responded to it.
You're just like, yeah, he is. Who would say such a thing?
Who would say that?
Clutching pearls.
Is it a good idea to encourage? And then I missed the rest.
Actually,
There it is.
It's almost my moon, so I'm assuming bedtime.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah,
We're
Eunice, do you
trying.
want to give us an astrology
Akshay.
update? Because you said it's
That's
a bad
crazy.
time.
No, I do not.
You said it was
Akshay
bad
is the new
time. It, like the
I said March will be.
March. Okay.
Akshay is the new Carlos. That's just mean. Trump's time warped back and pre-annexation of Crimea 2000. What? Time warped back to and pre-annexation. I don't know.
Oh,
Jordache.
when Russia moved on Crimea when
Yeah, but
Obama was in office.
But what's he saying? What's my takeaway? Say that in another way. Eco's not giving up on Kate. Kate's trying to like the kind decline. He's like, nah, I'm not having it. I'm not having it. You should invite Michaela Peterson more often. I love Michaela. I just went out and did her show. I think it's already released, though I don't know that for sure. In fact, maybe it hasn't. But I went out to Arizona, recorded with her. She is lovely. I really like her.
Cynthian says, asking for the third time, do you think AI will develop a warp engine technology that will spread humanity across the stars?
That's a good question.
That's the goal.
How about this? If it doesn't violate the laws of physics on a long enough timeline, unless we run into compute problems and you can't continually make AI smarter by scaling up the data centers, yes. But it's possible there's a ceiling. It's also possible that it just violates some law of physics, but I
is
don't
that?
think so.
I thought I was on my comment.
Who is that?
I was
Good
on my-
anime to watch, Cowboy Bebop, Samurai Champloo style. Samurai Champloo is fucking gorgeous.
I used to love that show.
Oh my god, so
I used
good.
to love
Cowboy Bebop is dope. Adam, we're gonna need somebody that sees a lot more anime than me. Sound off if there's anything that good. Demon Slayer gets a lot of love for its quality of animation. Jujutsu Kaisen gets a lot of love for its quality of animation, so I'd probably start there.
It's banger OP.
Yeah, which one though?
The first season, banger.
Oh, Jujutsu.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jujutsu's dope. I'm almost certain they're using 3D techniques, which is why it's so good. Some of the later seasons of one of my favorite anime of all time, Big Tall Monsters.
Attack on Titan.
Thank you. I don't know why I always blank on the name of that. I fucking love it. But
was-
they started using 3D for some really
love
cool
Attack
aerial
on
battle
Titan.
stuff. So good. AI child labor laws. Nope. Put them to work, baby.
Sheesh.
Let's go. Burner bag. That's my next watch. I missed it. If we actually build a community that's into world affairs, politics, finance, anime, and gaming, I'm gonna be very happy. Dan to Dan is so good. The anime. I haven't read the manga, but the anime is dope. I'll die on the hill of
Cromarty High.
The hell's that mean?
What is that?
That's got to be an anime thing, and I just
Winter
don't
said,
know.
I just got an Attack on Titan tattoo today.
Who did?
Winter.
Let's go, Winter. We're gonna need you to submit that on Discord, please. I would very
And if you
much
guys
like
want
to
the
see
Discord
this.
link, I'm about to drop it again right
Hit him
now.
with it. Winter, immediately, please. Photo. We would like to see it, even though we're an hour 2. Nobody's throwing up new topics. So do we really already have it?
Someone said earlier,
The community
James
I
Files.
never knew I needed. Chia Pet, I'm actually with you. Somebody said what?
James Files claims he killed JFK.
James Files himself.
James Files himself claims he killed JFK.
So in our chat
I dropped it
is
in
the guy
Tom
that
Bilyeu
killed
Show.
JFK.
No, that is the headline.
Oh, but they haven't released the files yet, right?
There is an article that says killed
Yeah,
JFK.
I don't get. Piers Morgan did a whole episode on this before the files come out. What? Like you hold that episode till the files are out. So people are actually saying this is what happened. I don't understand. Want to smoke a blunt with you, Drew? Tom, I'll have a pass only because of your reasoning for smoking. Yeah, fair, Jay Coder. If you see me smoking, run, run.
There was a comment.
It's all bad, kids. It's all bad. You do
There
not
was a
want to be
comment earlier
around.
that said, "Will not smoke with Tom because I know what he does."
Yes, very wise. Very wise. My poor
Oh,
wife.
Kit Moon, that is a good one. The Hamas, they turned over like 4 bodies today.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, and 2 of them
Okay,
were,
there we
like,
go.
a
There we
kid or
go. There we
something.
go. Who was that? We need to acknowledge them.
That was Kit Moon.
Kit Moon, thank you. Thank you very much. That is a must.
I saw that. I
Okay.
didn't put that down.
Hamas. Oh, this one makes me sad. Did you see the footage? Because there's footage of them kidnapping the mom and the 2 kids.
Ooh, I didn't see the footage.
So it's like they're so real. Oh, God. I hate everything about what humans are capable of.
If you don't mind answering this one, why nicotine gum?
Okay. Try it. It gives you a boost of energy and focus. And when I'm on camera, I chew it and I tuck it in my cheek so that I can control when it releases. Now, as with many of the things that I do, you have to be careful because for all I know, I'm going to lose my jaw to jaw cancer from doing this. So please do not assume that just because I do it, it's actually a good idea. But I am running the experiment. And so far, I've enjoyed it. So basically, all animals do is look for things that alter their neurochemistry. And it alters my neurochemistry in a way that I find pleasurable. And given that, for better or worse, being on camera is like you've got to like be sharp. And so I'll do anything that I don't think is going to be too detrimental. So I wouldn't smoke because I think smoking is bad for your health. We know what it takes to get me to smoke. So I wouldn't do that. But I had enough people say it's a pretty good agent for focus because when I'm doing long form interviews, the number of times, this is why I now take notes, the number of times I would lose my train of thought and be so angry. I was like, I had such a banger question. So then I started taking notes. But even then, there are times where I just wish I could hold on to something in working memory for a little bit longer. And the nicotine gum actually helps with that. Now, it's not massive, but the energy side of it is probably more noticeable. The focusing probably falls more into the placebo zone. But yeah, I do like it. So that's why.
Ribsy says they're talking to Israeli hostage family members at CPAC right now.
What's CPAC?
CPAC.
But what is it?
Unsure.
Somebody want to clickety-clack that? Look it up.
Clickety-clack.
Papa Rhino, you'll be good. I don't know what that means. But hey. Welcome to your 40s, man. Matthew, unfortunately, my memory has been like that my entire life.
Josh, you probably got
My entire life. Much to
Thank
my
you, Josh.
dismay. CPAC is a conservative meeting. Got it. Oh, then what are they saying? Are they up in arms? They're going to use this to their advantage. Oh, are they ever? JD Vance spoke this morning and Elon is later. This is at CPAC, I assume. It's
Yep.
the, I don't know,
2025.
conservative thing. Ribsy, cool. Rotocased.
2025
ChatGPT thinks nicotine
conservative
gum.
political
Wait. Hold on. ChatGPT thinks nicotine gum won't cause cancer, potentially contribute to the oral health issues such as gum irritation, ulcers, and increased risk of periodontal disease, but not cancer. Okay, well, I guess some upside. Not that I'm going to just outright trust them. No, sorry, my apologies. What were you saying?
It was Conservative Political Action Convention.
Got it. Okay. Word. Jim Quick. Keith Bauer says, Jim Quick can teach you to improve your memory. So I actually know Jim Quick. Here is the thing with those things. Much like singing, I want singing to come easily. I don't want to have to train forever. I want memory things to come easily. So hence the nicotine gum instead of training on memory palaces and things like that. I'm not saying they don't work. I'm just saying it's a lot of energy. I have so limited time. The things that I'm trying to do with my life necessitate sequencing things. And if I can chew nicotine gum instead of training, I will do it. Okay, the plumber. Not to keep banging the money printing gong, but have you thought
Inflation.
Inflation. Have you thought more about interviewing Bill Still? I have not. On the radar, though. Mnemonics can be useful. Nick, they absolutely can. Resolute Graphics, California, everything causes cancer. That is true. And I wish they didn't do that because it just makes you stop paying attention to it. Yeti Bandit's going to get everybody drunk with the inflation, money printing, drinking game. I love how honest that was. Rachel, the one thing I will do is be honest. I will often be wrong, but I will be honestly wrong. You know inflation causes cancer. Doesn't it just, Jay? Doesn't it just? Did you like John McAfee? I don't know much about him. Seemed at a headline level to be kind of crazy, but that's about all I know. After USA starts to pump. Missed the context. Let's talk deflation. Will it ever happen? AI? Hell yes, it's going to happen.
We've gotten a few comments throughout the day, even though we talked about it earlier, talking about that asteroid.
Yeah.
They want to hear about it again.
I mean, it is admittedly a little bit distressing that the percentage chance keeps going up. I'd have to look into it. Right now, I've only heard people talk about it. I haven't heard like any analysis. So I probably should look at it, given that we're now
3.1.
So getting a little crazy. That is a way bigger chance than one would like. So yeah, we need to look at it. 2032. So we have like what, 8 years? That's a whole thing. I love Elon and what he does for advancement and the world, but why lie about gaming? It's the least gamer thing to do. It's so true. Is that like just nailed? He 100% lied.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So crazy.
That's what I'm like.
Yeah.
My take is that he was trying to look cool to he was just trying to make himself seem cooler than he actually is.
Yeah.
And that's some sort of insecurity, perhaps.
Okay, first of all, take it this way. This is like when I made my money. I was like, oh, I'm just as insecure as I was when I was poor. That's fascinating. So very clear that money is not going to change how you feel about yourself. Great facilitators, more powerful than people think, yada, yada, yada. But it's not going to change how you feel about yourself. Being the richest man in the world, being the most famous man. I mean, he's got to be close to the most famous man on earth, right? Like, am I crazy? Anyway, being hyper famous. None of that is going to remove your insecurities. So it just is what it is. He wanted to look cool. It's a super dumb way to look cool. Mm-hmm. But Lord knows, I have done so many dumb things in my life. I feel for him. Whatever. It is what it is. I'm not going to throw the baby out with the bathwater. It's definitely like -20 charisma points, but whatever. It can definitely buy shit. You are no one. You are correct in this case. Chat, why did he lie about? Chat, what did he lie about? Playing... certainly Path of Exile. That's one where everybody's just like, full stop, very clear. He did not level this character.
He got level boosted.
Because it was being played while he was at the inauguration. It was something like that.
Correct.
Where people
that's how
100% guaranteed, like this is just what it is.
Yep.
And then that makes everybody go, then he's probably not, because at one point he was the #1 Diablo player in the world. Probably not him either. So...
Well, also, he was playing Path of Exile, and he was very lost on what items did or how armor worked or weapons or anything. So they were like, there's no way you're level 94 and don't know this skill type of thing. -20 charisma points. We proved we can change an asteroid's trajectory with a rocket impact. We should nudge it away now. The earlier, the better. Yeah, Syntoint? I'm with you. Sentient? Sentient.
The problem is the asteroid's 7 years away. It's not supposed to hit until 2032.
Fire it now so that it hits it when it's 3 years away. That would definitely be wonderful. Given that it's pretty small, I think what they're going to say is that is way harder than you think it is. And you would basically want to shoot like 46 rockets at it, all with slightly different trajectories in the hope that one like fucking wallops it. But I think the reason I'm not freaking out about it is I do think that we would do exactly that. And whether Elon or somebody else would figure out a way to do that. Is there a way to vote on comments? Wait, go back.
Bruce Willis will do it. That's a good one. That's a good one, Excalibur.
Let's go. Is there a way to vote on comments we want you to discuss? Not here in chat, other than just getting people to repeat it. But if you go to Discord, we could probably create something like that.
There's a whole channel in the Discord
Are they able to upvote
for
things?
the Tom Bilyeu Show. Yes.
And they can upvote.
You can react to things, which is kind of like
And
an
that's
info.
what you'll take.
Yep.
Okay, so
Post
go
links.
into Discord where there is a section for the Tom Bilyeu Show and put a thumbs up reaction on it. And Eunice will be in there and she will
There's a
count
link,
those.
people.
Can Liv Tyler be on the show? Probably not, but I get the reference. Imagine the tools we'll have by the time the asteroid gets here. Yeah, I mean, at this rate with AI, for schways.
Yeah.
Someone
Tom,
said-
curious to hear what you think about Microsoft's new Majorana chip. Okay, so I'd need to look more closely at it. I saw an interview with, what did we decide his name was? Is it Satya?
Satya.
Satya. And it sounded like he was saying that it was more in the future. But if you guys know something I don't, tell me. People need to study AGI and ASI. What would you like to talk about, Grasshopper? I got a reasonable grasp on certainly the high level concept. Akshay's back. I'm not doing it. Okay. I don't know what you're not doing, but fair enough. Satya Nutella. We covered this already, Ryan. Well done. Discord invite leaks don't work for the plumber. Come on. Eunice, what's going on?
This is the link that everybody
You can run
has-
polls when live, says Agent Grinpo. You nice. Can we? I know we can on Twitch. Can we on YouTube?
I don't believe so. YouTube is kind of not the best when it comes to live streaming.
They are not. They are not. That is for sure.
Someone said, if the asteroid hits Lisa, it's Tom's fault.
That is true. What a deep cut reference. Oh my God. That is, who said that?
Oh man, it's scrolled. Okay.
That is a
Robert
deep
Zane.
cut.
Robert Zane.
Dude, Robert, you've been here for a minute. You've been here for a minute. Thank you for that. That is a deep cut reference for sure. All right, everybody. We're deep in episode build mode here. I'm going to be writing the intro here soon. Yes, very soon. In fact, because we've got a shoot at 10:30. So bear with me. Eunice has still got you,
I still got you.
but she will only interrupt with things that are on topic. Oh, can I get an official answer chat? What do you guys think is stronger? Opening with Trump saying that Zelensky started the war or Doge's kickbacks to taxpayers? We're looking for what is going to get the most people to watch the episode. That is the idea. Guida Bita. War. Trump. Got the votes coming in. 2 Trumps. Ricky. Kickback. Ooh, it's pretty even split here. Interesting. Huh. Well, I guess we can't lose here.
Where my 5K at?
Man, we're literally just going back and forth. Okay. Well, we'll hit them back to back. All right. Keep me updated if things start to swing in one direction or the other, please, Eunice.
Yes, sir. Someone said, Tom, did you KPI the funny intro versus the serious intro?
We haven't done an official dive, but in chat, at least, people were saying that they like playful. I won't
Someone
say
said,
outright
can you
funny.
A/B test both?
We could. Yeah. We absolutely could. We need to do an audit of what our retention is at 30 seconds. That's the big thing that we have not done yet. We need a baseline. Kickbacks making a run for it here. Split decision. Yeah, I don't think you're wrong. I'm a Lego maniac. Tourette's.
Nick
Need a
said, most
Tourette's
people
button.
respond to free money, but Zelensky probably the more important geopolitical story.
Wait, say that again. That sounded useful.
Most people respond to free money, but Zelensky probably the most important geopolitical story.
Chad, let me ask you. I'm very hesitant to become a full-blown political channel because it is not the only thing that occupies my thoughts. I try to keep it at 20%. Trump is just going so hard in the paint. It's hard to keep it in its little thing. My question to you is, if we really went like where politics was in every episode, what would you guys think? You guys here for that? Or is it like, nah, hard pass? NATO, I agree with you. Not yet, but it will.
Someone said no, Tech 2. Trump is free views. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Politics are good, but not
I can explain
everything
why.
for the average person.
Agreed.
If the goal is to maximize clicks, you got to lead with Trump. A break is nice. Yes, politics, hard pass. I'm here for the mix. Like you said, a community likes business, anime, video games, etc.
Yeah. A real Republican. No surprise. A real Republican is all about the politics. I hear that. All right. We'll probably keep it relegated. Yeah, 20 is good. I'm with you, Pro Z.
Tom, you're very vocal about Biden and his team asking you to not believe what you see, and Trump is doing it now with the war. How can you not cover that with the same perspective?
Wow. Does anybody think that I've gone easy on Trump? That seems crazy to me. Yeah. Anything that I think Trump is bullshitting on, I'm going to say Trump is bullshitting on this. I think what people are confusing is I saw essentially zero redeeming qualities in Biden.
Two people said yes.
Said yes what?
I think to your question.
Like go hard on
Like,
politics.
does anybody think I've been going easy on Trump?
Oh,
Question.
wow. Okay.
Yes, you are very
Interesting.
easy on Trump.
Jacob Calloway, ATP Fitness. Yes, I'm very easy on
Shireen.
Trump. That's very interesting.
I
Drew,
think
where do
you
you
don't
come on
take
this?
him
Am I easy
seriously.
on Trump?
I think this is a TDS situation where people hear Trump and they want you to think that he's a dictator and he's a devil. And the fact that you don't call him a dictator, the devil, or Hitler, that you're easy on him.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't think he is a devil.
Yeah, you have to use one
Or
of
a
those three
dictator.
buzzwords to
But
talk about Trump. Or
keep in
you're
mind
easy on him.
when, when he said, "Oh, the King thing," is that on the list? We got to get that on the list because that would be a perfect example of something I think is fucking nuts.
King thing is not on the list.
Yeah,
I'll
we
drop
gotta
it.
add that. In fact, let me ask you guys, if you think I go easy on Trump, what is the punch in the face? What is the crazy thing that Trump has done this week that I should be commenting on and I'm not? Let's talk about it. A left still doesn't realize they've been hoodwinked. Yeah, a real Republican. I think you're right about that. I think that the left has not led them anywhere good. But you need people that lean towards compassion, which is traditionally the left, which is not necessarily where the left is right now, though that is certainly their marketing message. The Trump King thing we're definitely going to cover, and I certainly won't be covering it in a positive light. Sarah Stanley, what's the King thing? Literally, the White House said, was it all hail the King? Please don't let it be all hail.
No.
That would be
it was
really egregious.
Long live the king.
Long live the King. Justice fucking bad. Jesus. What is yeah, every time I see it, it is scandalous.
Like Scar from
Do
Lion
they
King?
say long live the King?
when they pushes him off, right?
Long live the king, yeah.
Right.
That's a deep
I don't
cut. That's a
remember
good
Thank you. Thank you.
Don't remember that.
one.
Yep,
No,
we'll
you-
definitely
you
be
seen
covering
Lion
that.
King, though.
Yeah, but a long time
Oh,
ago.
okay.
Eunice, a lot of questions about whether you're married. What's happening right now?
Why?
Did we just scroll up or something?
Coming back.
And now we're
They're coming back.
Wait, I don't. No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
Eric, can you take us current? You might want to grab the bar. Never mind. You're at the bottom now. Okay. The King thing is something, and then it moved too fast. Bamboozled.
Someone said the first thing I did this morning was to see if you had a video on him and realized that it was midnight in the U.S. when I looked at it.
I was asleep. Live stream of Fort Knox and USA Gold. That would be amazing. I'm pro-Trump, but think you're going easy. Calling a sovereign nation the 51st state is troublesome. Appointing a non-medical doctor to head of HHS because he gave his voters something is worrisome. Yeah, I can address those issues. The 51st state thing, if he were to start taking aggressive rhetoric, I would freak out. But him trying to use it as a negotiating tactic, as a talking point, I don't know, that doesn't freak me out. He said he was going to be a dictator. I heard that
The
clip.
way
It was
they wrote
clearly
that is
joking.
so funny.
Yeah, a dictator.
Dictator.
I don't want to beg a dictator, so I will tell you that right now. Okay. If there are specific topics you guys want to hear me talk about to see if I fall into what you consider going easy on him, Adam Parker says, I'm Canadian and I don't care. Yeah, I mean, to me, that's rhetoric. I get what he's trying to do from I think Trump is expansionist, and that does worry me. Now, if Trump is a non-violent expansionist, that's less troublesome, but it's on a slope of things that concern me. There's no doubt. That goes into my camp of like, I'm watching with side eye. Gadsad said Canada is going Muslim. As a Canadian, I'd rather be an American. Interesting. I definitely think the vast majority of Canadians would probably hate that. Peen Tato. Trump isn't king. That is correct. But what was the second half of that? Can anyone see your comments? Brian, yes. Brian Rogers, we see your comments.
Brian.
Trump
Brian.
is a king. He's emperor.
Brian,
Let's
I've been
hope.
trying to see your comment for the last forever, and I don't see whatever you're asking. You just keep saying, I'm not seeing your comment, but I see them.
Why is Tom Bilyeu doing this live? We've talked about that a lot, actually. Trump hasn't shown a tendency for violence. I agree with you, Atmos. Mark Burnett to do a live reality show at Fort Knox. I don't think you go easy on Trump. Neither do I.
Yeti Bandit,
Oh my
why are you
God,
saying,
turn on the chat timer. I don't know what that means.
why are you saying that did Elon get access to the White House account? Oh, because of the King thing? Or do you have a link or something
trolling.
that says that? Yeah, what is that? Please.
That is a very Elon-y thing to do. The
Tom
king of-
Live Spider dead.
Dude, Tom 1, Spider 0. Ain't that the truth, Nick?
R.I.P. the spider. What about the red, white, and blue land rename? What?
Akbar, is de-dollarization inevitable? Yes, on a long enough timeline. It is inevitable. Trump has a military-age son equals very anti-war. Certainly possible. His son is never going to be on the front line, though, no matter what. Can Trump get Congress to enact drastic spending cuts? Without that, Doge won't make a dent. Yeah, Greg, we're about to find out. We are about to find out. Have I heard Kevin O'Leary talk about shared currency with the U.S.? I have not. A shared currency with Canada?
Do you want to cover the red, white, and blue land bill?
Say that again?
Do you want to cover the red, white, and blue land bill?
I don't know it. What is it?
I'm going to put it in the Slack for you right now.
Why was my first choice to kill the spider? Because I long to make my wife happy, and she hates spiders. Trump expresses intimidation when it comes to his views on guys like Putin. And gee, I don't get the feeling he's the guy in the room holding the big stick. Interesting. I think that's a mistake, Rai. He literally is. I mean, with Russia. With China, they both have pretty equal sticks. Love your chats with Breedlove. Thank you, Sarah. Breedlove is amazing. I like that guy a lot. Never kill the spider. What are the reasons? Always move the spider. Sorry, David. I'm not on team move the spider.
I feel like that applies when you're inside.
Cannabis, if you're talking about no compassion for spiders, that is correct. With shared currency, I think would be an economic powerhouse. Don't ask me how the logistics would work. Yes. That's a bit European for my taste. I think that it ends up dysfunctional because we would just bully Canada. Yeah, I don't see how that would work long term. But look, very open to somebody that's thought more meaningfully about that has an insight that I'm missing for sure. Warren Buffett said he could end the deficit in 5 minutes. It's too long to post here. Please look it up. It has to do with Congress having term limits. Yo, ATP Fitness, get me that link, please. I beg of you.
ATP,
if
please.
that's true, I want to research everything about that.
ATP. You can send it in the Discord.
ATP. Hit it up in Discord.
In the Discord.
The spider invaded his space and that's terroristic. Exactly, Daniel. And look, I know they eat the other bugs, and if they stay in the corner, I will leave them be. But when they start running across the fucking carpet, they're toast. Just is what it is. Yep, I feel it, Houston. Sorry.
The spider.
Is it
Nobody will
possible?
let the spider go.
Dude, people are about that spider life.
Will not let
Who would have known this was going to be the controversial thing? Is it possible for humans not to fight? No, it is not. There's nothing when I look back in history that tells me it is possible over the long run for humans not to fight.
What shoe size are you?
Me?
That's what. Yep.
10.5 in Nike.
Oh, here it is. I got it.
All right. Not right now because we're not going to talk about it in this episode, but please make sure that I get that link.
I'm going to put in the EG link, though.
Yes, please. Okay. Intro about to be written. Here we go. All right. I'm actually at this point, I'm going to headphone up because I want to have this done no later than 10:35.
No later than 10.
All right. Love you guys. Won't be able to hear you for a minute. Stick with us. We are going to be recording the episode live, so don't go anywhere.
If you guys have links or topics and you're not on Twitch and you're on YouTube, please join the Discord and put them in the Tom Bilyeu Show Discord channel. I will be reviewing those. I'll be checking those out. They don't even have to be links. They could just be like, hey, Tom, we want you to talk about this, or questions for Tom specifically in the Discord. I will put the Discord link in again. There it is, if you want it. So while Tom is writing his intro, Drew is looking up topics and gathering sources. Is that correct, Drew? For the he's nodding.
Yeah.
He's nodding.
That sounds good.
That sounds good.
I'm not on Twitter at all.
He's
So-
not. No, you're on Twitter gathering the link.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Exactly.
What is Twitch? Is it free? Twitch is free, and Tom's Twitch is just at Tom Bilyeu. Thank you very much. You're so welcome. You are so welcome.
You can't see this eCam. You just have both chats next to each other.
Yeah, I have them side by side.
Copy.
Yeah. Why? Why? Please tell me why.
Would you mind talking about how you, as producers, have incorporated AI into your workflow, if at all? Yes. We have used AI in so many different ways, chat. Whether it's helping us write descriptions, whether it's bouncing ideas off. I was helping chat help me do like a retention analysis on our episodes. So that's where these buttons and this LED screen and stuff is coming from. So yeah.
Really fast. The king thing, is that old or new?
That was 2 days ago?
That was, I think.
A day ago?
Okay.
Yeah,
so
recently.
very recent. Thank you.
Where is the Discord link? What is the
Ipso
name?
facto.
Oh, it is ipso facto. The name of the Discord channel is, I believe it's just Tom Bilyeu Show. Let me double check. It is Tom Bilyeu Show. Tom Bilyeu Show.
For the Discord.
For the Discord. For the Discord. And here it is again, the link to the Discord if you want it. Actually saying it's almost my bedtime. Actually, I hope you have a wonderful night.
Did we get anything for the streets or trash? Do we actually have something?
We could talk about that uninjected dating app. I also dropped a link. It's cool. It's not like...
Not quite the reaction I was looking for. So certainly not intro worthy.
Not intro worthy, no. Well, hey, Eunice, if I send you a link, can you drop it to the chat or can you share it with them?
Yes, of course.
Because I thought this is funny. Let's see if it resonates with chat.
Ribsy wants me to tell you guys on YouTube that if you have Amazon Prime, you can subscribe on Twitch for free.
Nice.
And that is 100% true.
Don't worry, Houston, I do not.
What do you want me to, you just want me to drop the link and you'll give them context?
Yes.
All right,
See
so
if
I'm gonna
anybody
drop
had
this
this
link here.
experience.
For you guys on both Twitch and YouTube. And that's from Drew. Drucifer over there. Do you like Drucifer, Drewski?
Drucifer is dark.
Is it dark?
Yes.
Drew. So you like Drewski?
Or Angel Drew. I don't know why Drucifer.
Angel Drew.
I'm trying to say because Drucifer is like Lucifer, but see something.
Oh, like I'm thinking like Drucifer, like Christopher.
Oh, okay. That
You
takes
went
away.
dark.
I did go dark. I'm used to Drewski. A bunch of people call me Drewski. That's what I thought, Goku. Thank you. That's what I thought.
No. Are you kidding me? Demonio. That's crazy. Okay, so give them the context on the video.
No, it's about first dates and how sometimes we want to put on our best show for a first date. and I thought that that's an interesting. It kind of resonated with me because I think it's funny.
Druthany.
Have you watched it? Watch the link. I want your opinion
I?
specifically.
Eunice with the Spanish? Yes, thank you. Yes, I did. Eunice, I tagged you in Discord. Thank you. What if I don't like Twitch? Actually, you could stay on YouTube. That's it. Do I need audio?
No,
Okay.
Drew Nader is crazy.
Must be their first date.
Because you can't use the child. Like, that's funny to me. But I'm
Yeah.
like, do people do that? Is that a thing? Have you done that? Have you tried to do something like on a first date to make you look cooler or better than you were?
Yeah, who hasn't? Like, genuinely, who hasn't?
Yeah.
I think if you're saying that you haven't, you're lying.
No, but like not knowing how to use chopsticks, but acting like you use chopsticks, I feel like that's a line. Like that.
But I think it's also kind of endearing if you're like, hoo, I can't. Oh my God, don't put me major. That's crazy. I saw myself on the big screen. I can't use chopsticks. Someone said Drew Nader, Drudicus. Drudicus is good.
This is crazy.
Drudicus is good. Set the bar low, just laugh
Trump,
off.
no more benefits for illegal migrants. Was that a EO?
I believe that was when he stroked something. He striked something through Doge. Let me get the specifics.
Thank you.
Goku's hair gel said, nah, just be yourself. I'm my worst self. Drew Baca. Drew Salat.
It was an EO. EO.
EO?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Never sit next to, always across. You know, I've heard a lot of people say that.
That's it.
That it's cringy if you sit next to someone, like when you're together, but if you sit across, it's more.
I remember when I was a server, we used to make fun of people like that. So
Why?
I don't know, because it's like to be human.
You don't love love?
So you're next to each other. You're. Yes.
I'll do either or. I'll do either or. But
You-
yeah, I would like to sit next to.
Even to eat, but then when we talk after.
What do you mean? So like I've said, I'll do either or.
Okay, but
But when we eat, sure, yeah.
Could we just blow Eunice up for a second?
Let's not blow Eunice up.
What is this? Like a whole conversation for an hour and a half? Whereas if you're right
Where
here,
are you
it's
going?
like,
That if it's a formal restaurant, we're sitting across. But if we're going to like Raising Cane's or something,
oh, okay.
yeah,
okay.
why not sit next to each
Okay,
other?
copy.
We're eating chicken fingers and fries.
I give you that. I give
Yeah.
you that. Okay.
Why not?
I'll meet you halfway with that.
They said always sit next to each other. Yeah, it's cute, I think. Madam Peaches, thank you so much for the follow. No boots on a first date? Sure.
No boot. Yeah, that seems like a weird law.
Jucifer doesn't love.
Stephanie, I agree. Like a diner counter makes sense, but side by side it's different.
You just want to steal fries without reaching? Yeah. When does the show go live? When are we starting to, when are we filming?
When Tom finishes the intro, we're jumping right into it. Oh, I definitely think the video was staged, but I think it's funny that they didn't know how to use chopsticks, and it just opened up the conversation of have you ever like kind of got called out on a first date?
Side by side at a bar counter? Yeah. I'm just saying, like, I don't mind the side by side.
That's better, Oscar. I'll go with Drew Briel rather than Jucifer.
Drew Briel. Druther Vandross. That is the
That's what I mean. There's so many Drewskis, it gets kind of old. That's a good one. Raising Cane's or Chick-fil-A?
Canes.
Over Chick-fil-A?
Canes. Over Chick-fil-A every day.
Ooh.
I don't know. Listen, I'm going to drop a little bit of lore, a little bit of Eunice lore. But my first job ever was at Raising Cane's.
Really?
Yes, and I'm obsessed with Raising Cane's. So much so that I took my senior pictures with Raising Cane's. Not even joking. Literally me holding the cane. It looked like an ad. And then there's me chicken finger and the drink. Not even joking. No, I will not show it to anybody. But I
It's
do.
hilarious.
Yeah.
Also, a fun fact, Eunice was prom queen.
Did you say Eunice? That's crazy.
No, I didn't say Eunice.
All right.
But I just feel like that's like awesome. I feel like if I was a prom king, I would talk about it way more often.
Why?
It was a big deal in my high school. I don't know.
It's happened. I guess it's. I don't know. I guess I peaked.
That'll be on my resume. Just so you know, Five Guys is awesome, but it's
Hold on a second.
$1,000.
Is the "Long Live the King" is that actually a quote from Trump? Because looking at the tweet itself, it's in quotations and then has the dash President Donald J. Trump. So did he call himself the king?
I didn't see the video of him calling himself the king.
We're gonna need to find this.
Let's go through the threads.
Yeah, please. I'll need that.
Chat, did you hear that question?
He didn't say that. It was a troll from his PR team.
Say that again.
He didn't say that. It was a troll from his PR team.
Okay, so
Yes, he did. Someone's saying, yes, he did.
because they're putting it in quotes. What do I think about taxing rich guys like me? Yeah, of course, tax. I pay a shit ton of tax.
Drew said it like we're working for him. That's crazy.
Chat, we're all working together.
This is
We're
a
working
team,
together.
guys. This
You
is a
did. You put
team.
him to work. You put him to work.
Sheesh.
Chat, find it.
Did y'all see it?
With the-
I was asking. I'm also
Peace out, Eco. Have a
Mickey-
great one. Thank you. Listen, Grasshopper. No, he didn't. Okay, it's in quotes.
Ooh, on True Social, he said it.
Let's see.
Somebody screenshotted the True Social. I'm looking for the source.
Thank you.
Yes, he did.
Drew owes us a check.
Got it. Okay.
Crazy. Someone said, okay, King Drew.
Wow. See, this is. Let me put my headphones back on.
Oh, Sun 1288. Thank you for the follow and thank you for the Prime sub. Welcome over to the community over on Twitch. We are very happy to have you. We're some unpaid interns up in here. Oh my God, they're never gonna let that go, Drew. You
Sheesh.
crazy.
Sheesh. Just needed a little help, guys.
Context. Listen, Grasshopper. Tom is writing his intro for the Tom Bilyeu Show. Drew is grabbing stuff for the show and arranging it. They're going to be filming very soon. We are simply here to read chat and keep you guys company till they're ready to film. And if you guys have any topics you want to talk about, that's cool. If you have stuff you want to post for them to talk about later, here is the Discord link for you to go to. Are they filming live? Yes, they will be. Yes, sir.
Already got some, Oscar. Already got some.
Nick, they will be talking about that, his Truth Social account, the Long Live the King thing.
Yeah, we found
Yeah.
it. Did Chad go see Captain America? I'm trying to get a gauge if it's good or not. I'm getting like 50-50.
I didn't.
All right.
No.
Are you a Marvel person in general?
I've watched them,
Yeah.
but I'm not like a, oh my God, yes, Marvel
Gotcha.
person. No, haven't seen it. I keep hearing it sucks.
Yeah. I can take over. Yeah, I can set the links up.
We're doing it live. Yes, we are. Who did that? Yes, Goku's hair gel.
Somebody say Kane's better than Marvel. That's crazy.
That's 100% true. No lies there. Ipso facto.
Ipso facto.
Ipso facto.
Okay, chat. I am taking over the laptop. Tom might not see you guys.
Whataburger is better than Cane's? I have never had Whataburger. Is it good? No? We're getting some mixed reactions out here about Whataburger. I love watching Tom work. That's good. I know you don't mean it like that, but my brain immediately went.
The pause said everything. The pause said everything.
Doctor Strange is a good movie. Haven't seen it.
You're on Wi-Fi, Eric?
FGC Dennis, thank you for the follow. FGC Dennis, do you like Smash Brothers and stuff? The FGC is Smash. Like, no? Fighting game community? Shake Shack. Everybody's saying Shake Shack, Shake Shack.
Love Shake
I
Shack.
agree. Shake Shack is so good.
Yeah, somebody literally said that. Like, do you have a landline?
If you would, Drew, take a look at this. Make sure I didn't miss anything. And I need to expel urine.
Oh.
And then, unless you see something, I'm ready to rock.
Copy.
Right back. Chad, I'll be back in a minute.
Whataburger is a Texas thing. I've been to Texas, but I haven't had Whataburger.
No, they have them out here.
Do they have Whataburger here?
There's one in
California?
Ooh, I don't know about California. I see them in Phoenix all the time.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't think there's one in Nevada either. Drew, it's your time.
All my life.
Oscar said,
I've been waiting
what
for
is
this.
the Drew version of Eunice's Raising Cane's?
I've never taken senior pictures at a food establishment. So
I didn't
that's
take,
first.
oh, right. I didn't go to the food establishment.
In
They
high
brought
school-
the food to me.
In high school, I worked at the mall. So I was like a mall kid. I used to work at Sears.
What is your favorite, chain of all time? Cheesecake Factory.
No.
Oh, okay.
You guys are going to judge me. I was raised on McDonald's, so it always has a place in my heart. Them fries are undefeated. I'll take a large fry and 3 chocolate chip cookies, and that's my that's my go-to meal. Shake Shack will probably be the best one that I will say publicly on chat.
No, you already said McDonald's. There's no going back.
Shake Shack is what I'm going to say out loud. But yes.
First question is it?
Yes.
Oh, In and Out, Drew. In and Out. In and Out.
Ooh,
In and Out is really good.
it is, but
Why are you?
because the fries are terrible.
The fries are so good. I like a soggy fry.
As a native, they're not that
Because you guys are raised on them. That's why you're indoctrinated already. Like, they're not that great.
We're getting some mixed reactions about In and Out as well too.
In-N-Out's burgers are great though. Lynn loves In-N-Out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Five Guys, I like Five Guys, but I think the fries are way too greasy and upsets my stomach for sure.
I just like that they give you a bag of fries. Like,
I like that too. It's fun. Don't
Yeah,
get me wrong.
they
It's
overdo
just
the
my
fries.
stomach cannot handle the grease.
I also don't want to pay $40 for a double cheeseburger with bacon and
Hold
a
on.
large fry.
Can we go back to McDonald's fries used to be better back in the day when the meat was horse meat too? What?
I don't know about the horse meat, but
The
they did
horse
used to cook the fries in animal fat. RFK is supposed to be bringing that back. Beef tallow. I think Steak and Shake already went back to beef tallow.
That's around still?
It's like Florida. I've
Oh,
never
okay,
been
I
to
was
one,
gonna say.
but they tweeted
Sonic
about it.
does hit. Sonic slaps.
Sonic is good.
Yeah, the ocean water's good.
Cherry limeade. Ooh.
Oh, I love Sonic. We've got somebody asking, Drew, how did you end up working with Tom?
Hard work, dedication. Tom is one of the hardest interviewers I ever had, because I feel like he didn't necessarily ask me tell me a time when you overcame a problem, but it was very specific, philosophy. He wants to know how you think versus what you have accomplished, and then he'll kind of drill into what you have accomplished. So it was a very kind of tactical interview. So it was very it was a grill. I think I did 4 rounds of interviews to get here. Yeah. And it's gonna be a year and a month. So still getting my feet wet, but happy to be here. Happy to see you guys, chat.
Taco Bell is the best. Taco Bell is not the best. I will just go ahead and veto that.
I used to love Taco Bell until I moved out here and went to street tacos, and I was like, oh, my concept of Mexican food was terrible.
Taco Hell is correct. That Jack in the Box tacos at 2 a.m. crazy. It's obviously close to lunchtime.
We need to change the signs now to be proper
Okay.
on air.
Press is helping.
We need to make sure that the
Can we-
dogs are put away.
Can we unmute Josh on the set laptop?
FGC Dennis, thank you so
Were
much
we
for the
muted?
sub, the Prime sub. We appreciate that.
I can't.
Yo, we got a prime sub. Let's go.
And I hope you do well in Street Fighter 6.
Let's go. Eric, we are going to need to hard stop by 11:50.
Press is helping me out with that.
Okay.
11:50.
Hard stop by 11:50.
11:50.
Yep.
Cool. So I'm gonna.
All right, chat. Goodbye. I hope you have a wonderful day.
Now, she didn't mean goodbye, chat. She just meant that we won't be able to speak to you, but you guys, if you would like, are able to stay and watch us film the episode live. And we really appreciate the time that you guys spent with us. Really, really, and truly much appreciated. So thank you guys. I'll just make sure I have no alarms, and then I am ready. Actually, I should probably read this over in my head once more. Then I'm ready. Today is Thursday, right?
Here's a little breakdown for you. And $4 billion for the supplemental.
Okay. All right, and we're going to do things at 1x so that we can pause it and talk about it. Thank you for the additional water. Indeed, dogs are being put away as we speak.
Who let the dogs out?
Woof, woof, woof. It's fresh gum time. We ready, chat? We ready to get crazy?
Okay, guys, we're gonna be rolling.
They see me rolling.
Hi, this is EPA Administrator Lee Zeldin.
If you just get your eyes once more, Tom, for this tech shot.
Thank you for that. And just in the U.S.
Cool.
Nicotine hits fast.
Cool. Just the laptop's not in the shot.
525.
Where's that right now? It's perfect, Drew.
A half truth is a whole lie. That is good advice. Trust but verify.
Did you actually see this video?
Which one?
The dating one that I did drop?
I did, yeah. It seems fake to me.
Copy.
That's my only beef.
It is fake.
The concept, I'm
But,
totally
yeah.
here for.
Alright.
In fact, I got a whole take on that, so I'm definitely down. As long as we don't present it as real.
Yeah, I must say, if you have a take, I'll
Oh, I have a take.
copy.
Oh, I have a take.
And then I'm going to ask you the next to each other or cross conversation.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah.
I know Lisa has strong feelings about that.
Hamas. I need that link.
That one just hurts.
Yeah, 32, 9, and 4 months or something crazy.
Fuck. I hear dogs, Eric.
Yeah, there was a text sent out about that.
Thank you, sir. Chad, I hope you enjoy the sound of me masticating gum. Got to get all that nicotine. Let's go. We're getting close, chat. We're getting close.
We are there. Nope, I lied. We are there now.
Oh, I was going to read this in my head.
Got it. Good.
All right. Final position here.
Yes. Boom. Here.
All right.
Josh, how you feeling?
Mr. Summers in the ones and twos.
I love it.
So I am ready.
Say what, the ones and twos?
Josh. We got Josh on the ones.
Ah,
Okay.
on the ones and twos? That's what we call it?
Well, like DJing on the ones and twos.
That's called ones and twos?
You never heard that?
I've never heard that before.
Yeah, on the ones and twos.
Interesting.
Yep.
What does it mean? On a DJ pad, there are actual ones and twos?
Just one side, two side. On a like when you crossfade, it's like 1 and 2.
Nope.
I used to DJ.
Did you really?
Mhm.
After what I heard last night, I'm not super surprised.
You know, I'm an onion. This was my high school and
Peel
college
them
hustle.
layers.
So
This is your high school what?
high school and like first year of college, my hustle. Like so, as a 11th grader, I used to do a bunch of 8th grade parties. Then when I graduated, I did a bunch of like 10th grade parties, and you know, people like aspire up. So
Let's go.
yeah, made a couple dollars.
What was your stick as a G? What was your shtick as a DJ? Woo, we got a red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather. We got to get ready. We about to be tongue tied. All right,
Hey.
forget I asked. We got to get into this.
Let's do
All
it.
right, big energy, Drew. You ready?
We ready?
10-minute warning.
Big energy.
11:40.
Yes, thank you, sir. All right, on my cue, on my mark. That was the word we were looking for. On my mark, clarity of thought, focus, nicotine in system. We're ready to rock. All right, here we go. Trump calls Zelensky a dictator, himself a king, insinuates Zelensky started the war with Russia, and drops an EO denying illegal immigrants access to benefits. Doge racks up more savings and wants to give taxpayers a little taste. Hegseth wants to revive our warrior spirit. RFK wants to discover what's true about health. Hamas releases bodies in exchange for the living, and household robots are coming to a home near you. Drew, a Trump presidency is like living in accelerated dog years. This is crazy.
Just keeps going and going,
Things move so fast.
and you don't know what's
is
coming next.
nuts.
You don't know what he's gonna say, what he's
do
gonna
not.
tweet.
What
But
he's going to tweet. Oh my God. The whole king thing. We got to talk about that. But first,
we got to jump right into it because this has been making international headlines. I think Trump might have turned on Ukraine. Let's just read his tweet verbatim and see what you think. Think of it. A modestly successful comedian, Vladimir Zelensky, talked the United States of America into spending $350 billion to go into a war that couldn't be won, that never had to start, but a war that he, without the U.S. and Trump, will never be able to settle. The United States has spent $200 billion more than Europe, and Europe's money is guaranteed, while the United States will get nothing back. Why didn't sleepy Joe Biden demand equalization? In that this war is far more important to Europe than it is to us. We have a big, beautiful ocean as separation. I can hear him saying it too.
I know.
A big, beautiful ocean. On top of this, Zelensky admits that half of the money we sent him is quote unquote missing. He refuses to have elections, is very low in Ukrainian polls, and the only thing he was good at was playing Biden like a fiddle. A dictator without elections, Zelensky better move fast or he's not going to have a country left. In the meantime, we are successfully negotiating an end to the war with Russia, something all admit only Trump and the Trump administration can do. Biden never tried, Europe has failed to bring peace, and Zelensky probably wants to keep the gravy train going. I love Ukraine, but Zelensky has done a terrible job. His country is shattered and millions have unnecessarily died, and so it continues. Sheesh.
Yeah. Okay. So this is where we have to understand Trump as an absolute PR master, because not everything that he's saying in this is true. Some of it is true. Some of it is not. And I want to blend this. I don't know. Do you plan to play the clip of him talking about the fact that Zelensky? Okay. So he says in a clip, he's like mid-sentence, basically says that Zelensky never should have started this war. He doesn't say it exactly like that, but that's the intimation. So just patently false. So Ukraine was invaded by Russia, the aggressor. It was a sovereign nation. Russia had absolutely no authority in which, under which to do that, other than the master morality of we're stronger than you, and so we can do it. And to lose sight of that would be horrific. And so you see more of that here. So first of all, it is hotly contested as to whether Zelensky is low in the polls or over 50%. It seems like polls are saying that he is over 50%. So I don't know where Trump is getting it. I've heard him, I think he said he was at 4% or something like that. as with Trump many times, you have to go in and separate what is fact and what is fiction. If you read this as a string of statements of fact, you're probably going to drive yourself crazy. If, on the other hand, you read this as somebody who is in the middle of a negotiation and they are trying to get leverage, then it's going to make a lot more sense. But it is very important for everybody to hold in plain view what is actually true. So anybody that faults Zelensky for fighting, that's crazy to me. If somebody invaded America, I would go fucking apeshit. I would wield weapons. Like, I would do everything to fight for my sovereignty and for the safety of the American people. I would get behind any president that said something like, I don't need a ride, I need bullets, right? Like that whole, it's all gangster. Now, I am not saying that Trump is wrong about the fact that Zelensky has no leverage in the negotiation. I don't think that Trump is wrong to point out that Zelensky is prolonging the war. But when you look at it and say, what are you asking him to give up? It's going to be a lot. To accept that you've lost as many Ukrainian youth as you've lost, to accept that somebody came in and took part of your land. I don't expect anybody to take that sitting down. Now, at the same time, if Trump is looking at where the leverage is with Russia. Ukraine has no leverage. Ukraine has certainly no leverage with the US. In fact, Trump has said this, and he is correct, that the leverage over Putin is, if I'm Trump, I'm saying to Putin, hey, I will arm the life out of the Ukraine to make sure that they can fight back against you. Don't think I won't. Don't misconstrue anything. I don't like him. I want to see this come to a conclusion, but do not mistake that for in an instant, if I feel like you're not agreeing to things that are quote unquote reasonable, which I know is going to be the thing that set people off. Yeah. And I am mind reading. I don't have any privileged information here. I'm just what I know about Trump, what I understand about negotiations. I have a feeling it's roughly something like this. So he's posturing with Putin. He's saying, look, I'll arm the life out of this kid and I will make sure that they can keep fighting you tooth and nail forever if you don't agree to something that's reasonable. But Trump is trying to get to a deal, which means Trump, as not a Ukrainian, is perfectly fine with the fact that they're going to lose some land to stop all of the killing. Now, whether we can take him at his word that he just wants to see the end of the violence, I don't know. It seems true enough. Mm-hmm. I certainly think he wants to stop sending them money. So even if you just want to say, look, Trump's only motive in all of this is to stop sending them money, fine. It will end up saving lives in the long run anyway. But I think it's pretty gross to make out like we wouldn't be doing the exact same thing in Zelensky's shoes. So sure, you want the violence to end, but nobody is going to be quick to be like, yeah, just go ahead and keep what you have taken. He's going to want to fight. He's going to want to get himself into a much stronger position to have some leverage in the negotiation. So once you start looking at the triangle here between Trump, Putin, and Zelensky as this is a game of people posturing for leverage or maneuvering for leverage. Mm-hmm. Zelensky wants more money. He wants more backing so that he can be on the offensive. I get why this probably isn't going to happen, but you can imagine if he had weaponry that were allowing him to push back to reclaim the land that he had or even push into Russia, he's now in a very different negotiating position than he's in right now, where he's being made to be like the person at the kids' table, let the adults negotiate this. But an objective look at the facts is that the leverage is all between the US and Russia, period, end of story. Trump knows it. And so I don't know what it was that Zelensky did that put Trump in this posture where he's being publicly against him. I'm going to guess it's just that he's trying to make sure that Zelensky is going to agree with whatever he negotiates with Putin. That's my read. Now, people can have all kinds of moral problems with that, and I wouldn't bat an eyelash. I get it. Again, I would be fighting just like Zelensky is if this were my country, and I would be just as outraged at the loss of territory and life and all of that. And it is so unfair and so immoral. I get it. But realpolitik, the world works in a certain way. It is a game of power, and that's what we're watching play out. And this is where, please, if you can channel the certainly our community who I care deeply about, but I want, like, what do people think is my blind spot? I want to know what they think I'm saying, because I'm not saying that that I love what Trump is doing, but I am saying that in the game of realpolitik, the world of power, it's not a bad play from an American standpoint, because now we stop sending them money. We can reinvest that in what we're doing in America, which is what people voted for. They want to stop sending money to all these foreign places. They want an America first policy. They want to see the middle class growing again. And from the perspective of negotiating tactics, it's smart. What do you think is the criticism of that stance that I can address right now?
I think I'm channeling my inner Bernie Sanders here, that right now Trump is aligning with Putin because he's effectively taking all the power away from Zelensky. By releasing that tweet, it seems like Zelensky won't get his funding. It seems like the Ukrainian army is now at its knees. So unless the European Union rallies and decides to help out, which I doubt that they will because they don't want to do an active war against Russia, this would open the door for Russia to just kind of swoop in and kind of attack them. So I think a lot of the nervousness, because nothing actually happened and we're all speculating, but a lot of this nervousness and unease is that Trump is aligning with Putin and empowering him to expand his takeover, because without taking the resources or threatening to take the resources away from Zelensky would leave basically a red carpet into the Ukraine from Russia's standpoint.
Okay, I think it's worth playing the Bernie clip. Let's play that, and then I'll give you my reaction.
A very, very serious issue. Yesterday, we witnessed an extremely sad moment in American history. We saw the President of the United States aligning himself with the dictator of Russia, Vladimir Putin.
Okay, I don't think we have any reason to believe that what we're witnessing is Trump aligning himself with Putin. Again, what lens gives you the highest predictive validity? If you look at Trump's behavior as aligning himself with Putin, it's going to be nonsensical. Because if he were aligning himself with Putin, there would be some sort of quid pro quo, a thing that he wants to get from Russia in the long term. What are we going to be doing? What are we going to be teaming up? Like, for instance, if you're going to align with Putin, you say, hey, Putin, we're going to give you funding because we want mineral rights in the Ukraine. Zelensky is pushing back. Fuck that kid. I'm on your team. We're going to crush this guy. I'm going to be hands off. I'm not going to draw any red lines. You go do your thing. We're withdrawing our support. And then I want to make sure that we get access to those mineral rights. If you saw that, or if that's what ends up playing out, then 100%, that's exactly what Trump was doing. He's aligned with Putin and he wanted to get the mineral rights, and he doesn't give a shit whether he gets them from Zelensky or Putin. Okay, cool. Now it's like, all right, if that plays out, then that's the take here. What I think is actually going to play out, this is what I think will have the highest predictive validity, is that Trump is saying, okay, Russia has the leverage over the Ukraine. The only reason that the Ukraine is able to keep fighting is because the US and Europe is funding them. Europe isn't funding them nearly as much as America is. And by the way, they're doing it as a loan, so they're going to get paid back. So why am I doing this when I've been elected to be an American first president? That doesn't make any sense. I know what the world thinks about me. I know the world thinks that I'm aligned with Putin. There's no universe in which I'm going to let people say that I'm a puppet for Putin. So I am going to be prepared to, as he has said, fund the Ukraine just to make Putin agree to something. So he gets Putin to come to a negotiating table in the way that the entire world has had for years in his defense to get them to the negotiating table. They haven't. They've just been fighting. There's been no successful peace talks of any kind. I don't think Zelensky and Putin have even spoken to each other in years. So if you look at it from, and this would be my question to Bernie, and now what? Like, what do you want to see happen next? So my gut instinct is what Bernie would want to see is keep funding Ukraine so that they can fight, give them so much funding that they can go on the offensive and really push those people back. So what is the very thing that Trump is saying he will do if Putin doesn't agree to peace? I'm going to fund them. But do we really want to do that? Do we as Americans? I get why the Ukraine wants to do that. And I get why anybody would scream moral outrage and say, this is what should happen, ought to happen. I'll use the word ought. That if somebody says morally, this is what ought to happen, now you can have a debate. My organizing principle is we want people to stop dying. If that's your organizing principle, all of a sudden what Trump is doing is make sense. If your organizing principle is you cannot allow somebody to gain even an inch of ground, then what he's saying makes sense. This is why getting people to state what their value system is upfront. Trump has been upfront since before he got elected. I want the killing to stop. I want the killing to stop. So all of a sudden, okay, looking at leverage, North Star of I want the war to end, everything Trump is doing it makes sense. It's not him aligning with Putin. Now, again, this is everything I'm saying right now is a hypothesis. That hypothesis becomes testable because if he then negotiates mineral rights out of Ukraine with Putin, well, now you have it. It was all about mineral rights for him.
All smoke and mirrors.
It was all smoke and mirrors. He was saying the nice thing to get to it. So we're going to be able to see how this plays out. But if you have the objective of ending the war, everything Trump is doing makes sense. So we're going to see this play out in the fullness of time. But the thing I think people keep losing sight of is you have to stop Russia with force. Now, I have bigger concerns that what Putin is actually doing is he goes, okay, I really don't want to fuck with Trump. Trump is more than happy to be aggressive, to throw money behind Ukraine or whoever to get into a battle. I don't want to do that. I want to bide my time till this guy's out of office. And I'm going to use democracy against him. I'm not going to hold any elections either, which is one thing that drives me crazy about the way that Trump is talking about Zelensky right now. Trump is talking about Zelensky like Zelensky is worse than Putin. That's crazy town.
Yeah.
Again, from a leverage perspective, I get why he's spinning that narrative, but it's a bullshit narrative. You've got Putin poisoning, killing enemies, invading sovereign nations, pure insanity. And so the rhetoric is gnarly, but the actual outcome that we're going to see play out, I think, is along the lines of he wants to stop sending money to the Ukraine. He wants to draw a hard and fast line and say no more and move on.
It's giving me the heebie-jeebies a little bit because I'm starting to see a pattern with Trump where he kind of says aggression out loud. He tweets it. He puts the strong man fist down. I just didn't think it was going to turn on the Ukraine, and I just don't want Russia to use this as they're in now to then kind of do the same thing that Israel done, where they negotiate the ceasefire. Trump takes the credit for brokering the deal. Israel kind of backdoors into Palestine and the war keeps kind of happening. And I don't want the same thing to happen here where Trump releases this tweet. Ukraine is now weakened, quote unquote, on the global scale because the checkbook is now being taken off the table. And then Russia kind of backdoors in them and tries to grab up as much land as they can before they actually stop. You know what I mean? So
I do. Yeah. And we have to separate two issues. So you've got Israel making moves on Gaza, clearly.
Yeah.
Given Trump's own rhetoric, I think Trump wants to see an ally expand into that space. I think that Trump himself is, he has expansionist tendencies, desires. I don't think that Trump would launch a military incursion in order to expand, but all of his talk about America or Canada as the 51st state, all of that stuff definitely makes me think, okay, Trump wants to take control of Gaza. Trump would love to see us get to fold Canada in under the fold. But I don't think that Trump is trying to partner up with Putin in order to get a hold of the Ukraine. That is where that becomes a testable hypothesis. We've already talked about that part. What worries me is Putin definitely seems like he's willing to use military might, not willing. Putin has, over the last, 15, 20 years, been using military might in order to reacquire territory going back to the USSR days. So that's where I want to see what Putin does. If we get a ceasefire here, what does that lead to? Is it he just bides his time until Trump's out of office? Is it that he is like, cool, I'll pause there, but I've got my eyes on something else? That we're about to find out.
We are going to. There's a lot of things breaking. So I just hope that international level, we can just keep it together. We just keep it together. There's like 3 little like micro wars, I feel like, brewing across.
So let me ask, though, because and now what, as the dominant question, what would you like to see happen on the Ukraine front?
It's going to sound cheesy, but peace. Like, I just want Russia to withdraw from their territory because we've seen little by little.
Realpolitik, they're not going to do that.
So you think it's already like, now that I'm here, it's mine.
You have to fight, of course.
Yeah.
Like, you will have to violently expel them. Yeah. So given that you would have to violently expel them.
That would require boots on the ground.
Now what?
Yeah. That would require
No, not on our part. We could keep funding Ukraine. We could go to Europe and say, Europe, we're going to do XYZ, whatever thing they want us to do. And in exchange, we want you to match us dollar for dollar. Ukraine, give us the mineral rights that we're looking for. Consider this basically all the military funding that we're giving you as a down payment on the mineral rights. And we're going to back you. And you're way better off giving us 50% of the mineral rights and being a country than you are not giving us the mineral rights and not being a country. But we're not going to send troops over there. Not a single American soldier is going to die on Ukrainian or Russian soil. But we are going to get Androl to send you a metric shit ton of weapons. We're going to keep sending you funding so that you can get weapons from all across Europe, and you guys are going to fuck them up. And by the way, we're going to remove all of our dictates that you can't like launch certain missiles into Russia. Yeah. But now what? What do you think Russia does?
Fights back. And
fights back. Yeah. They've got nukes. Like they're going to push. So it's like, if you actually want peace, you have to push that on to the next step. How do you get peace? And that's why I'm saying when you look at Trump through the lens of somebody who actually wants peace, but understands the game of leverage, he's saying, I'm holding in my back pocket that I'm going to fund the shit out of this kid and just let him come in and kick the shit out of the Kremlin. But I would rather we just go, fine, you're going to keep some of the territory. Maybe they're trying to negotiate giving some back, whatever. Yeah. But how do we actually get to peace? So it's kinetic war or it's the threat of kinetic war. And that's it. Like, I don't see anything else.
Well, one thing we all might see is some money back with what all this Doge cuts that's happening. Trump has announced a Doge dividend. Let's kind of hear his comments and see what he says.
Let's hear it.
American citizens, and 20% goes to paying down debt, because the numbers are incredible, Elon. So many billions of dollars, billions, hundreds of billions, and we're thinking about giving 20% back to the American citizens and 20% down to pay back debt and pay down debt, which is, if you look at value, if it were a real estate balance sheet, the debt is tiny, but we still want to pay it down. Doesn't matter.
So I'm gonna hit the inflation button. Inflation, if you're in the live chat, you guys will get that one. How do you feel about him actually sharing the savings with the American people versus using all the Doge savings to pay off the debt first?
I think it's a brilliant political tactic, and I hate everything about it. So here's why. The American people are going to need to taste the success of these efforts in order to keep backing him. He knows I'm on a ticking clock. I have roughly 18 months before people have to start campaigning for re-election in the House. And given that, if all I do is put a bunch of tariffs in place, the cost of living keeps going up, which, by the way, inflation is starting to run hot again. It doesn't matter that it's not his, he didn't cause that inflation. Won't matter. Mm-hmm. We're feeling the inflation, and people will vote against the Republicans for sure. Yeah. So he's like, okay, I've got to do something to put like very visible money in people's pockets. So I get it. Gangster political move. Now, why do I hate it? Because you're not paying down the deficit as fast as you could. So the tremendous irony is what you're doing is, by continuing to deficit spend more than you need to, you're actually taking purchasing power from people as you give them checks. So it works psychologically, but at the end of the day, it won't result in getting the debt down as fast as possible. Now, if I was advising Trump, would I say, yeah, you should probably do it because it's going to keep you in power longer. And if you really are serious about bringing manufacturing back to the US and you really are serious about making the economy better, but you know it's going to take you 4, 8, 12, 16. I mean, it's going to take a long time to really onshore this and get to the true golden age of America, because you're going to lay the tracks now, but it's going to take time. So it's one of those where, as a part of the commentary class, I can stick by my morals, but in the like knife fight that is politics, it's probably the right move. You use some percentage of it to effectively bribe the populace, the taxpayers, the voters, and then you use some percentage of it. I think they're talking 20 and 20. Yeah. So 20% is going to go back to the taxpayers, and you then use the other 20% to begin paying down the debt. And then the rest is just proper savings, and you're just reducing the deficit spending. So it's probably the right move in the messiness of reality, but I really do hate that we're not able to just plow forward and pay that debt down as rapidly as humanly possible.
I think that also kind of shows to the limitation of the cost savings. I think if we would have found $6 trillion in cost savings, it would have been like, okay, let's just knock this debt out. But I think that because it's almost like a credit card payment. Like we could probably, with all these Doge payments, pay like 3 or 4 months ahead, which is a good start. But they're realizing, all right, I still got another 2, 3, 4, 50 years to kind of actually hit the root of this thing. So let's just share some in the meantime, get the win to your point, and then.
I think if they found $6 trillion, it'd be the exact opposite. They would cut bigger checks. They would throw money around. If they're really smart, they save some of the kickbacks for right as we're going into the midterm elections. Yeah. And you would effectively run the Democratic playbook of promising people that you're going to give them things because it works universally. And you're going to have saved money and then hand it back out, which is way better than printing money to do it. But yeah, I think they would go ham. Like politicians gonna politic because the reality is there's architecture of the human mind. And if you're putting money in people's pockets, they're going to be pretty amped. And the only reason that it didn't work in this election for people is one, they were given money from COVID quite a long time ago. And so people have short-term memories. And then on top of that, it's just because of money printing, because it wasn't through savings, it was all through deficit spending. They're still having a hard time making ends meet. So they're like, you're saying the economy's great, you're sending me money, but this still feels like ass. I don't feel good. My kids are depressed. Like they're not able to get ahead. And so it didn't end up playing out the way that they would want it to. But if you found $6 trillion in savings, you could really get people on your side in a big way. The problem is they're not going to find $6 trillion worth of savings probably ever. And even if you were willing to slash and burn some of the entitlements, you create a whole nother firestorm from that. So anyway, it's not going to play out like that. But I do think it would cause them to spend more.
Well, you know who won't be getting any more? Oh, the ad messed it up. Dang. All right, we're really going to get YouTube Premium, guys. All right. Jumping right into it, illegal immigrants are going to be losing their taxpayer benefits, as Trump just signed an EO yesterday about that. And he outlined some of the cost savings they have seen of what happened through their Doge investigations.
How about this? President Trump signing an executive order ending all federal taxpayer benefits for illegal immigrants.
Lucas Tomlinson is live in Washington with more. Hey, Lucas.
Well, good morning, Ainsley. Good morning, guys. Some eye-opening numbers for you this morning. President Trump's executive order bars illegal aliens from receiving federally funded benefits to the total of $177 billion. And here's a little breakdown for you.
$177 billion. That was the estimated total that there was going to be provided to migrants that is now getting slashed.
Yep. Every time somebody says this is a drop in the bucket, I want to tear my hair out. That's crazy. You can do a lot with $177 billion. So when I was watching Europe do their immigration policies, I'm like, guys, you cannot do that. If you have a system where people can come get, say, free healthcare, and you let anybody who's in the country get access to free healthcare, but they're not generating tax revenue in order to pay for the additional burden on the healthcare system, you simply break the healthcare system. This is why you do not have a right to somebody else's labor. You've got to pay people. And so if you're not able to get the taxes that you need to make that system function, you're just going to break it. And so you're watching it going, what are they doing? Like there is no outcome to this other than that it ends up breaking, because you just keep stuffing non-producing people into the system. So while I have the deepest of compassion for illegal immigrants, just assume that they're good people, assume that they come here, they want a better life. Like, I get it. But the realities of the system are that if you bring people in and start paying out to them, but they did not contribute to the system, then it breaks. This is exactly why everybody's worried about an aging population, because you have a ton of people that have to be taken care of that are no longer generating tax dollars, being supported by a much smaller number of people that are generating the tax revenue that you need to support all these people. And it becomes an absolute nightmare. America right now is a column. We have roughly the same number of people that need to be taken care of as we have people that are able to take care of them. But you just run the demographic numbers and you see that that begins to widen out, and we become a pyramid. Now, if you exacerbate that by throwing a ton of immigrants in here, now you're just speeding up the process of us going from that column to the inverted pyramid. And so it's like, I get it. There's going to be a lot of cries of people that just, this doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
And I get it. But if you do what feels good in this situation, you accelerate the rate at which we drive off the cliff. And so it's like, it will feel good right until everybody's toast. And we are in the process of doing the hard thing. And I think Trump is doing the very politically wise, hard thing of saying, if you're already part of the family, we're going to take care of the family first. So if you're an American citizen, we got you. And if you are a legal immigrant, we got you. But if you're an illegal immigrant, you're out.
Mm-hmm. I got nothing. 177 billion. You can't argue with that. Like, there's people.
Not only can you argue with it, people are going to argue with it. They are going to protest. They are going to freak out because their societies necessarily need people that lean compassion. Mm-hmm. And they necessarily need people that lean personal responsibility. And it is the tension between the two that makes this thing work, which is why I think this is the right play. It is, it's not giving all the people that want compassion for everybody everything they want, but it's also not giving the personal responsibility people everything that they want. It's not saying no entitlements, nobody gets anything. It's just saying if you're here illegally, we have to use something to draw the line. That's what we're going to draw the line around. And that, I think, will cause reverse immigration. And you'll find people that came here specifically because they thought they were going to be able to get benefits, and they're going to bounce. And they're going to be like, okay, well, I can't make it work here. Then
on to Europe.
Europe, yo, that's dark. Yo. It's also a long swim.
You kind of flagged this next one on my radar, where Peter Hegseth said they have major plans for budget cuts, but he kind of had this ethos, this new proclamation he wants to kind of bring back to America. So let's review his quote.
Urgently to revive the warrior ethos, rebuild our military, and establish deterrence. The Department of Defense is conducting this review to ensure we are making the best use of taxpayers' dollars in a way that delivers on President Trump's defense priorities effectively, efficiently, and effectively.
So what do you think he meant by warrior ethos?
Okay, so putting my biases on the table, I am a freak for this kind of stuff of wanting to be hardcore, wanting to be tough, wanting to be strong. My journey as an entrepreneur was one of learning to toughen up, to switch my mentality from what's the least I can do to what's the most I can bear. And when you look at all the great things throughout history that have been accomplished, it is always people with the mentality of what's the most that I can bear in service of something that is meaningful. Now, every word out of my mouth, people need to understand I'm driven by what I call honorable goals, meaning they are goals that don't just serve you. They do serve you. I want to be very clear. They should serve you, but they should also serve others. So when you start talking about uplifting America, like, I am here for that. And to get there, we've got to have that warrior ethos. We've got to be a group of people that were the pioneers that struck out from foreign lands, that wanted a better life, that were willing to face hardships. Like, imagine leaving somewhere like London, a thriving city that was hundreds, if not thousands of thousand years old by the time that people left and came to America. And you get here and now you're like in the wilderness. You are facing winters. People are dying all around you, but you were willing to face that, to take that risk, to say, I want the opportunity to compete against this harsh thing we call life and see what I can build. And that has been the ethos of America literally until probably the 60s or 70s when it really started to change. And it started to be the sense of like, we want to over-index on the compassion, like no child left behind. Like,
are you blaming the hippies right now? Like,
I'm blaming the thing that gave birth to the hippies. And this is when you create so much safety, you create so much abundance that you can indulge in that. Because when you think about somewhere like Sparta, and I wouldn't want to go back to Sparta, they would literally, if a child had like a deformation or something at birth, they would literally put it on a hill and let it die. Like, that's crazy. I want nothing to do with that. I'm very glad that we live in a time where we don't need to go all the way to that. But to forget that there is a balance to walk where you do need men on that wall that are going to protect you to ensure that you continue to have this age of abundance. When you lose sight of that, you become the target. And that's why, one, it feels good. Having spent so much of my adult life trying to get stronger, and I do not make claims to be the strongest ever. That's not what I'm saying. But I am way stronger than I used to be, physically, emotionally, like just the joy of my life has been realizing how much I could toughen up, and that made me more capable. I want that for everybody. I want people to feel how good that feels, to instead of saying someone is going to come and save me, you're saying to yourself, I don't need to be saved. I can save myself. Or, I mean, if you really want to get gangster about it, no one's coming to save me. And I've got to do this on my own. And if you look at that and it's a sad feeling, you're missing the opportunity of being the human animal, which is designed to adapt. And the way that an animal adapts is to have evolutionary pressure put on it. That if you don't get better, you're going to get left behind, you're going to die, whatever. And when you're facing the wilderness, it's like, we don't have time for people that have dumb fucking ideas. Your idea either works or it doesn't. This is my favorite Thomas Sowell quote. The last 30 years is a paraphrase, but the last 30 years have been marked by exchanging what worked for what sounds good. And what they're all calling common sense, I will call a return to just, does it work or not? It's all about efficacy. Yeah. And so that's what the warrior spirit is to me, is I live in a dangerous world. Things are going to be hard, and I am going to be prepared to fight and win. And rejuvenating, I mean, because this is coming from Pete Hegseth, let's not forget what he does for America, that you certainly want to have a warrior class inside of your country that heeds that call, that is motivated by that. And yeah, so I love it. Now, again, I started by saying this is my bias. I understand that I am, because of my own life journey, I just get super motivated by that idea of being tough, of standing up for what you believe in. It just feels awesome. So yeah, I loved it.
I feel like that's like reinforcing, not a stereotype, but we kind of want the machismo to come back a little bit. And we kind of want to be able to say the hard things, be honest. We might have to hurt some feelings. So yes, we're not throwing babies off a cliff anymore, but there are going to be some losers, and it's okay. And there are going to be people who are losing now who, if they toughen up, can become winners. So I think there is a paradigm shift happening right now where people are starting to realize, like, everybody getting a trophy might not have been the best implementation of something that we did in the last few years.
It's true. And man, I want to echo your point. There are going to be losers, and it's going to be hard. People are going to have a very hard time looking at that. And this is where now we hit your education button, because I think that we have a moral obligation to our children to recognize how brains develop, to give them every opportunity to maximize what they are born with. We are born uneven, Lord knows. But at a minimum, you can give people the opportunity to make the most of who they are. Yeah. And we're not doing that. And so there is a huge moral failing on us, and I think we want to correct that as much as possible. But reigniting this can-do spirit, the warrior ethos, like, it is a necessary step on that path, that you have to hold people accountable. And if you don't, it doesn't work. That's the going back to, and now what? You can try to love somebody and try to tell them, hey, everything's okay and it's fine and you're just as good as they are and all that. But if you're really not, then that person is going to be very confused by life, because they're like, well, wait a second. I'm not able to do some of the things that the other people are able to do. And so now they're not going to use these words, but now I have to say to somebody, slow down so I can lead. Yeah. Instead of training people, look, you're going to routinely encounter people that are bigger, faster, stronger, smarter than you. And you're going to have to find your path to adding value to yourself and to others through life, understanding where you fall, and this is a rule that I put into my own life, fully recognizing that I'm not the smartest, I'm not the best literally at anything, but that I would never, ever, ever allow myself to say, slow down so I can lead. And that means some people are going to pass me. And look, that hurts every time, because I want to be the best. But the reality is, the only thing that I can think of that's worse than losing is having to ask somebody to slow down so I can lead. It puts you in such a fragile position. Oh God, it feels so gross. In fact, can I fractal? If I can fractal on the conquering of the American West. Unfortunately, I don't remember this guy's name, but there was a battle against, I think we were fighting Mexico in the Mexican War, and lies. It was the Civil War, but out on in Texas. And there was a, I don't remember if he's a general. Anyway, he was running a given battle. And because he stayed at the back, his own people turned their guns on him.
Sheesh.
His own side shot at him with like a howitzer, I think. So it's like, rah, 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 rah. And that's what happens when you're saying slow down so I can lead.
Sheesh. Ooh.
People are not here for it.
Not here
like
for
when
it.
you play that one out in real life, it's ugly.
You know what else people are not here for? Trump calling himself a king. So he tweeted on Truth Social, and it got picked up by the White House Twitter account. Congestion pricing is dead. Manhattan and all of New York is saved. Long live the king.
Okay.
President Donald J. Trump. And he tweeted a mock-up of a Time magazine, it looks like, with him wearing a crown. It seems like trolling because everybody's worried about dictator Donald, but I feel like this is not helping his case.
This is terrible PR. Why does he do this? Look, I get it. No, here's the reality. This is why it bothers me. He really, like, if people are like, no, for real, Donald, be king. We're going to amend the Constitution. He would go for it. That's what I don't like. Now, will he break laws, Destiny? I can hear you screaming that he already did on January 6th. But will he break laws to do it? No, I don't think so. But would I be campaigning on this show aggressively if somebody puts forward a constitutional amendment to let him or anybody else run for a third term? Yes, that is a terrible fucking idea.
Yeah,
we ran the experiment. It is a bad idea. So having the fresh blood, having the turnover is very, very, very important. And so seeing him constantly leak how much he wants to keep going, oh, I hate it so much. And if he is really just kidding and you could reach inside his soul and see that I'm wrong and that's not what he wants, he's not doing himself any favors, because he says so many fucking things that just convince me this guy for real. If put in a George Washington position, he'd be like, all right, cool, I'll keep running. Yeah, okay. Look, the people wanted it. They want me to be
That's
king.
it right there. Like, he jokes around like, no, I mean, they say I'm the greatest president and they would keep me, but I don't really want it. But he keeps dropping these hints that, like, yes, if somebody passes the legislation, he would 100% accept, he'll 100% step to, and he'll rule until he dies. Like,
in fact, I think, and I'm out over my skis here, chat, so please drop into the comments, but I think this is called Bonapartism.
Bonapartism.
Yeah, so Bonapartism, again, over my skis, bear with me, but I think this is correct. Bonapartism is where you say, it's what the people wanted. The people I was democratically elected, which is true. That's how it starts. You're democratically elected, but then you're so good. People love you so much. They want to make you emperor. And so they do. And then it's like, but bro, it's what the people wanted. This is why everybody looks at Washington, and despite the slaves, because I know you got a whole list of jokes on that one. Despite that horrifying stain on everyone's legacy around back then, he was actually offered to be king of America, and he said no. That's crazy. Most people, and in my book, and I'm mind reading, but I think Trump would take it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. All right. So every 4 years we get a shift of power, and, you know, just like with all shift of powers, people get let go, people move on, different policies change and are enacted. But Project Veritas has released a scathing, at the very minimum, review talking about how before the inauguration, EPA and a lot of other agencies were trying to grasp as much power as possible.
This came out a while ago, right? I think this might have come out a while ago, but only 6 days? For some reason, I thought this was older than that. But this really, this hit me. All right, sorry. Take it back up.
One of my very top priorities at EPA is to be an excellent steward of your hard-earned tax dollars. There will be zero tolerance of any waste and abuse. An extremely disturbing video circulated 2 months ago featuring a Biden EPA political appointee talking about how they were tossing gold bars off the Titanic.
It truly feels like we're on the Titanic. We're throwing like gold bars off the where are the gold bars going to? Nonprofits, states, tribes.
Rushing to get billions of your tax dollars out the door before Inauguration Day. The gold bars were tax dollars, and tossing them off the Titanic meant the Biden administration knew they were wasting it.
It's until the Trump people come in and tell us we can no longer give up money.
Wow, man.
And this is the U.S. aid thing, kind of like in real effect. Like everybody was mad, like, no, well, those nonprofits are helping people and they're doing. And then you hear a report like this, and it just is another like notch about the transparency, credibility. Like,
let's make it harder. Let's assume that they're throwing the gold bars overboard as fast as they can before Trump gets in, because they really believe that the NGOs are going to do something wonderful. That's where I'm like, look around America. We have a whole lot of problems. And the reason that empires end up collapsing is, I mean, historically speaking, it's basically they have the best Navy, so they go kick everybody's ass. They control trade, essentially. And then they end up burning so much money defending the just sheer scale of their empire that despite all the money that they were originally able to collect from the places that they conquered, it just ends up bleeding you dry.
Sheesh.
And so part of what we're witnessing in America's weakened state is that we've just been sending all this money everywhere. And I'm not even saying it wasn't buying us favors and helping us like keep the, different parts of the world on our side. I'm just saying that it has a consequence back home. And if you were doing all of that and you had a balanced budget, I wouldn't squawk about it. I'd be like, oh, okay, like if this is what we're doing, diplomacy, this is how we're doing it. You guys are running a balanced budget. You've unlocked innovation. Things are going great. Cool. Not saying blanket, I'd be fine with it, but like that's not going to get the reaction from me or I think anybody else as it does when we're money printing, which is a sweet way of saying we're stealing your money.
Inflation.
Yeah, buddy.
Inflation.
And we're stealing your money and we're sending it other places. And so the reason I say make it harder, make the scenario harder, is that I don't need them to be evil. I don't need them to have ill intent towards anybody. I need them to understand that the last 30 years have been marked by exchanging what worked for what sounds good. And so all of this stuff, I'm sure sounds great, but in practice, you have hollowed out all of your manufacturing. You put yourself in this insanely jeopardized position where the future warfare is basically all going to be drones, and you don't build your own drones in America. Everybody gets their drones at a minimum, the supply chain of the parts from China. The number of things that China controls, the flow of is crazy. And so you've put yourself in this situation where you just really took this globalist approach, put yourself in a very weak position. You forgot realpolitik is a thing. Russia makes their move. China obviously is waiting to make their move. And now all of a sudden you're like, uh-oh, like in a world where there is we are ruled only by the law of strength, you're putting yourself in a weakened position. And so it is blindness to that reality that we've undereducated our population, that we have seemed, certainly in California, to be really good at creating more homeless rather than reducing the homeless population. The more money we throw at it, the more homeless people we get. And so you have all these levels of dysfunction, including people being unhealthy, including people not wanting to sign up for the military. And so you're basically exporting America's wealth as empires want to do, and they all end up crumbling under the weight of that, of spreading it around so much.
Yeah, it's not looking good. It's not looking good, but we're getting there. I think with this new administration, a lot of things are changing in ways that we might not have expected. And that takes me to RFK's HHS speech, where he listed off a lot of things that has been his priority and what he wants to change now that he's in that position.
Out of every 10 adults have at least one chronic disease, and 4 in 10 have 2 or more.
Sheesh.
The U.S. has the highest age-standardized cancer incident rate among 204 countries in the world, nearly double the next highest rate. Asthma and autoimmune diseases are far more common in the U.S. than in any other part of the world. Prior to COVID, American life expectancy averaged 7.8 years. That's about 4 years shorter than comparable countries. Autism now affects 1 in every 36 kids,
Yo.
a more than 4-fold increase over past decades. 18% of teens suffer from fatty liver disease.
That's fucking crazy.
Nearly 38% are diabetic or pre-diabetic, and more than 40% are overweight or obese. These conditions were virtually unheard of when my uncle was president, 1960 to 1963, when I was a 10-year-old boy. The sperm counts and testosterone are down about 50% in American boys, and our girls are reaching puberty 6 years earlier than historical generations. Our only solution to these issues seems to be more and more pharmaceutical interventions that don't seem to be alleviating the problem. And
then he had another point he wanted to bring up.
Yeah. So, I mean, before we move on from that hearing all of those maladies is bad enough. Hearing that we're not like, it's not like other countries are having the same problem, or at least the same problem at the same rate. Yeah. There is something we're doing that is yielding an outcome that we don't want. I pray that nobody wants that outcome. And so the fact that for so long this has been taboo to talk about is just nuts. And I don't know if it's big ag, big pharma, whatever, and this is just a money and politics kind of thing, but yo, it's crazy.
40% have 2 or more chronic illnesses. That's the number that stood out to me. Like,
that's nuts.
It's crazy.
Of global trust. And what is the path to public trust? The path to trust is always through transparency.
Do you think transparency and these new policies will change our American health landscape?
Yes. If he's actually able to do what he's talking about, which is I'm going to run all these tests, we're going to, nothing is going to be too taboo to talk about. We're really going to look at, okay, what vaccines work, which ones don't. We're going to look at our food ingredients, what's causing what environmental toxins are there, all of that stuff. If you go through it and you accept that, because he goes on in that speech to talk about this all has to be replicatable. So you've got to see that we spent money on a study and it yielded these results. Crazy. Nobody was expecting these results. Oh my God. So by all means, rerun it, see if other people are getting the same result. And we're going to accept whatever the replicatable result is. Like, we're not going to push back. I mean, this guy spent his whole life pushing back against gigantic corporations. So yeah. I don't think for 1 second that he's going to suddenly be compromised by that. But if he is, fucking call him out like crazy. Mm-hmm. But it's like, you really have somebody that truly seems to say, okay, we're going to study the things that seem to matter most. We're going to hold ourselves accountable to replication. We are going to accept the findings, whatever they may be, and we're going to steer by what's actually happening to the health of our population. And that, to me, like he said, you won't even need a FOIA request. Like, we're just going to be that transparent. We're going to show people what we're funding. We're going to show people what the results are. We're not going to make you ask for it. And I was like, dude, that is rad. Like, spending time with RFK, not even just with him, because anybody can make you feel warm and fuzzy for a couple of hours. But doing the amount of research that I did on him for the show, I was just like, look, has he said things that were crazy in the past? Maybe. It's certainly possible. But if you look at the things he's been saying for the last few years, like it's bangers. Like, this is somebody who's like, well, whatever works. But if it doesn't work, we got to say it doesn't work, regardless of how much money there is. Yeah. And so I am beyond optimistic about the HHS. And just real fast, because I know one of the criticisms is, it's crazy town that this guy's not a doctor. You don't need a fucking doctor. He's not going to be adjudicating the studies. He's going to say, are these studies being run well? Yeah. What are the things that it makes sense to look at? Which, again, it's not going to be just him sitting there. You need somebody that has the moral compass, has the caring of, like, this topic really matters to me, and is going to find incredibly smart people that are qualified in all the gazillion little areas that they're going to have to be qualified for. But most importantly, saying, we're going to be transparent. We're going to make sure that this stuff replicates. It's like, I don't know, why do you need a doctor to tell you that? It's absurd. So yeah, people are going to need a different reason to hate him, because having a doctor, we've had doctors in that role, God knows how many times, maybe every time. and we're sicker, more unhealthy than ever. So
that's my whole beef. If you can hate RFK, cool. Are we better? Are we healthier? The answer is no. Are other countries that we spend more, we pay more, we care about it more, but we're still not as healthy?
Yup.
Something is broken. Let's just fix the broken thing. Like, if he fixes it, we should all be celebrating about it. And there's a lot of when Michelle Obama wanted to do school lunches, Republicans were against it. I completely agree that
then shame on them.
Literally, yeah. And it's like, to highlight the wife of the president's initiative with the head of the HHS is not necessarily, apples and apples, but I agree. Healthy kids should be the result. Healthy and educated. I'm hitting my buttons now. Like, that's the two things we want our citizens to be. So if he's trying to make us healthier, I don't understand why people are arguing with science while you're taking 16 prescriptions. Like, what are you talking about? We shouldn't audit this. Let me just take these 3 pills and I'm fine. Like, that shouldn't be the standard. So I'm off my hill.
No, that's crazy, man.
All right. Let's talk robots.
Robots.
Meet Helix, our in-house AI that reasons like a human. This is crazy.
Even though this is the very first time that you've ever seen these items, I'd like you to use your new Helix AI and try to reason through where you think they belong in the scene, and then work together to put them away. Does that sound good?
He lost me already. It's creepy.
Really? So you get a negative feeling when you watch this?
The fact that they just nodded.
What I love is watch they look at each other at one point. It's crazy. I was like, yo, why are you looking at each other?
What y'all talking about? I can't hear it.
No, but I actually get very excited when I see this. This is phenomenal. Now, do I buy that they've never seen these objects before? No, probably not. They've been trained like on a gazillion things. They know what to expect in a fridge, which is how they figure this out. But if these guys are not teleoperated, which this would be the biggest scam in the world if these guys are just teleoperated, so I'll assume, given the call to AI, they're right there. That's where they look at each other. That's so fucking crazy. This is amazing.
Yeah, I know you're all in on like robots and the fact that they're communicating
all
each
the
other.
way in. Testicles crammed in, the whole like, bro, I'm up to my kneecaps.
Balls
like
deep.
All the way. I would fit more of myself in if I could, Drew. Yeah, no, for sure. I'm 100% in this game.
So is robotics a new arms race then? This is the gold rush. First one to crack it wins. Like,
no, AI is the one you have to worry about in terms of a winner take all. Robotics is going to be spread out. People will do all different kinds of form factors. In fact, I think you have another one that we're going to show here in a second. But many people, Elon Musk included, have said that robotics will be the largest industry ever. And I buy that.
Where is that? There it is.
There.
The synthetic humanoid.
Shame on us, Drew.
You guys didn't see this. None of this happened.
Just unveiled its full body.
And then this bot is going full like Westworld. Like this.
Full Westworld. It has 206 bones. It has faux ligaments, faux tendons. It uses water in order to like flex. This is so crazy.
Clone says it more than 200 degrees of freedom,
like
1,000 myofibers, and 500 sensors.
And there's like an arch on its foot. Like it's
said on X, the footage is from mid-January. The
This is
prototype
so
is
crazy.
powered by cheap and
All right, I'm gonna put you on the hot seat. ETA till we see robots in our everyday lives like proliferated. Not like back in the 80s where it was like the two guys in business suits had the big cell phones, but when will I see like a robot picking my kid up from school type thing?
Well, so it's gonna start being Waymo style, where it's like you do see it, but you don't see it super often in 27. By 28, you're probably gonna start encountering them a lot. By 2030, they're just a normal part of life.
5 years, they're everywhere.
5 years, they are a thing you encounter with high frequency.
Copy.
Everywhere is more, just because of the realities of production, everywhere is more like 2043, something like, no, sorry, that's way too long. 2033, 2035, somewhere in there.
Ooh. Man, all right. I'm gonna let that go.
No, it's crazy. Those will be coming off millions per facility in the next 4 years.
Man.
Crazy. That one's going to happen fast. That one's going to be very shocking to people for sure. Technical difficulties,
and we're back. In international news, Hamas just released 4 bodies of hostages, and this is pretty gruesome. It was a mother, a 9-year-old child, a 4-month-old, I believe, and the body of a journalist. I got nothing. This is a terrible situation.
This one's a failure of imagination for me. I never would have imagined that people would want remains back badly enough to trade military age people. I'm shocked by that. Did that make you ready? I mean, look, I don't know if we have the video. It's very horrifying because it was the capture of the mom and 2 kids was filmed. And so you can watch it, and knowing now that they've been killed is just gruesome.
That's my biggest thing. Is just using when the children become pawns of war. It's just uncomfortable.
Here's the thing, though, man. When people go into war, this is all people on all sides, everybody, everywhere, all at once. But they stop being human, and you just start thinking of them as like the enemy, the less than. This is why, speaking of things Trump said that people hate, when he was talking about they're poisoning the blood and all that stuff, it's like, bro, that language is that's on a spectrum of shit you do not want to fuck with, because you just start putting people in that other category. No bueno. And once people accept that the line between good and evil runs through every human heart, it's like you've got to guard yourself against shit like that. You cannot let yourself go down that road, because, dude, the fact that they could allow themselves on any side kill a mom and her kids, like, yikes. Now, look, Israel bombed the shit out of a bunch of mom and kids. That's what I'm saying. All sides, fuck all that. Like, it's crazy town to me, but it is humans.
Hoping for a swift end, and we're praying for people as they're going through it. Last one. Streets is trash update. Streets
is trash.
This was a funny video. It looks like it was staged, but I just thought it was hilarious. I wanted your reaction.
This is definitely staged. Don't think we don't know, chat. But it still gets to something real here. All right, for anybody that's just listening, it is a couple sitting next to each other, which we will talk about, on the same side of the table. And one is pretending to eat with chopsticks, but in reality, eating with her hands. All right, so, Drew, why did it catch your eye?
Because this reminds me of the thing, like, one of my, like, female friends once said that, like, when she would, like, spend the night at a guy's house, like, she would wake up early, put on her makeup, then, like, get back in bed type thing.
Oh, yeah.
So it was kind of like that first date, like, the earliness of a relationship. You're trying to put on your best self. So I just thought this was hilarious that she couldn't use chopsticks, but she's kind of, like, faking it and pretending.
So this one is a double-edged sword. So one, I think the most important thing that you can do at the beginning of a relationship is have no fear of loss. Be aggressively who you are. Now, having said that, package the aggressive you in a way that other people are actually going to be interested in.
Yeah. For
sure. You want to put your best foot forward. You don't want to, like, whatever weird quirks you have in your personality, you don't want to try to force them into the first date. But, like, you 100% want to go in with no fear of loss. But you are going to find yourself in a situation like my favorite story from the beginning of Lisa and I's relationship. So I used to be heavier than I am now, and so I'd run hot all the time. And I slept with an AC unit. Literally, my bed was against the wall right under the AC unit. So if I lifted my knees, it would hit the AC unit, like that kind of close. And it would just blast onto the bed. And the first time Lisa stayed over, she wanted to look sexy. So she's wearing something super skimpy. I had not yet realized you need separate blankets. So we had one blanket. I completely yank off her. She's now freezing to death, can't sleep, but didn't want to not be sexy. So she was like, well, when he wakes up, I want him to see me like with my makeup and, you know, in my skimpy little outfit. And so she literally freezes to death all night because she's afraid of like putting it all out there. And it worked. We're married, right? So it was like, I wake up, I'm like, whoa, man, this chick really is hot. Like, she looks so good, even in the morning. This is crazy. So it is a hilarious balance to walk. But yes, you must package yourself up well, but don't bamboozle. Don't be something that you're not. Like, you want to make sure that you are aggressively who you are, because getting somebody to fall in love with a version of you that isn't true is a death sentence. You're going to be in a loveless marriage. That I don't understand 100%.
All right, last question. We got to get out of here. side by side at restaurants or across from each other?
It depends on the restaurant, but when there's space for it, Lisa and I usually sit on the same side. So then we can have physical contact. We can touch each other, like not in like a weird way, but just, it's nice. The little handhold, hand on leg. Yeah, we love it. So we will very frequently sit on the same side.
To me, it's like talking to the,
I get it. That's why, like I said, it depends on the setup, because that's perfect for me, because if one of you's in the corner, you can lean your back against the corner.
Yeah.
And so now you're facing each other a little bit. If you're like in sort of an awkward space and there's not a ton of room, it can be difficult. But women, you may actually want to try this exercise with your guy, despite the fact that we have a guy right now telling you it's bad mojo. But guys often have a much easier time really getting into detailed stuff when they're looking forward. This is why guys, when they get together, they'll play games. They'll do a thing that gets them both facing forward. I've heard relationship experts encouraging people like, hey, go for a drive if you have to talk about something really hard, or go for a walk, because it just naturally puts you in this where you're facing forward, and it can be a lot easier. So for that reason, it can also be easier if you have a guy that has a hard time tapping into emotions.
I heard something similar, like for the male brain, if there's movement or something happening, they can then process that and then have a deeper conversation and access to their emotions, rather than they're just sitting stationary and you just come with a barrage of questions. They need that thing to jumpstart, and then I can like have
That's
the conversation.
interesting.
Yeah.
Does not surprise me at all.
All right, that's all I got.
There it is. Everybody, if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe, and be sure that you join us live for episode prep Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, 8 a.m. Pacific time. We do all this live with your help. You guys can have a massive influence on what ends up in the episode. And to all of the people that are showing up religiously, we love you guys. Thank you for being a part of it. Until next time, my friends, be legendary. Take care. Peace.